Oh, son. Okay, hold on. We have to redo the whole intro.
Only hear sniper. God damn.
Technical difficulties. Hold on. We're gonna
unmuted.
do it again. We didn't get far. We're just gonna start over. Hold on. Hold on. Hello and welcome to Expedition Aladragor, our 5th edition actual play with a homebrew campaign developed by me, your game master. I am joined by new people and old people alike, and returning players too. We are joined by Korvalain.
Hello.
Tynanator.
Hello.
Brycecold.
Hello.
Gaston.
Why, hello there.
And TheKoolEagle.
Hello.
Our world of Aladragor is a world of mystery, a brand new place that we are going to discover and explore along with the players. And we are going to begin our story inside of a quaint schoolhouse in a little town on a small chain of islands called the Skipping Stones. It's almost noon, and children are sitting and looking up at the council elder Ignif, who is also the only teacher. Listen closely, children, and I shall tell you how Aladragor came to be. Many summers ago, a young wizard thought to delve into the secrets of our past. He devised a scrying spell so powerful it would show the origins of our world. He cast the spell and peered back into the past. Darkness and flame. A streak of cosmic power blasted forth out of the sparse rock we now call home. Brilliant rays of light and fiery blasts of magic lit up the skies as the gods came to alight upon Aladragor. Cosmic rays and deeper magic exploded in a brilliance that none were able to witness until now. Land roiled and water burst forth, covering most of the world. It boiled and settled. The land cooled. The gods blessed the land with life. Creatures crawled from the oceans. Strange plant life grew. Dwarves and humans and orcs and more claimed land and began to experiment with technology and magic and politics. That young wizard went blind, and no one's ever done the experiment since. All the children gasp. Now, it's almost noon, and it's graduation day, so we're going to have a party, so if everyone would just follow me. And as he leads the children out, we are going now over to a small cafe here on the island. A cafe which has a little rickety wooden sign on it, sort of a thatch roof, kind of palm trees and sand and you know, a lovely wooden exterior that's very, I want to say like tiki-ish. Is that kind of the vibe we're going for, I think, here? But a little nicer. It's a pretty nice, steady cafe it's got a nice little menu on the outside. And it has the sign, the name of it is Steeps the Cafe. And we are going to go inside now to our first player. Tynanator, could you please describe your character?
Oh, God. My character, is there a picture on screen? I don't know.
Yes, there is now.
Okay, awesome. My character is named Osa. He is a monk, part of the Way of Mercy. That's why he's got a freaky mask on. He's a really nice guy. He he believes that all people deserve a chance at redemption, but if you squander that chance, he kind of changes that opinion of you pretty quickly.
And this tavern is owned, this cafe. Would you call it a tavern, or are we just calling it a cafe?
I was calling it a tea house.
A tea house, okay. All right. So it is a place to eat and drink, to get some snacks and to have some nice beverages. And it is owned by the proprietor, your father, whose name is Matthias. Matthias or Matthias? I forget.
Matthias.
Matthias Tea Cake. And he is a halfling who has adopted you, along with his wife, Tilda Tea Cake, who is a water genasi. And Matthias is here, excited and celebrating the wonders of your graduation day here on the Skipping Stones. Has put up a few little streamers, put up a little sign, and is ushering you over to a table and presenting you with what he calls the celebration tea brew. It says, hello, my boy. Hello, here you are.
I am here. How are you doing, Dad?
I forgot we had talked about this accent. I gotta get back into it.
You don't have to do it.
It's so hard to do that off the cusp. Well, yes, I'm very excited for you. Your friends are coming?
I think so, yeah.
Excellent.
One of them works here, so.
Excellent. Yes, that's true. Hellyth's over there serving that man right now. But everyone, if you could, 3 cheers for my son, who has graduated and is going out into the world. Hip, hip. Hoo!
Hooray! Hooray!
No, you go hip, hip. Hoo! That's what we do here. Did no one fine. Very good. And at that moment, the door opens. There's the little jingle of the bell. And in walks a tall human man, also wearing a mask. However, his is shaped in the form of a leaf. A familiar-looking leaf, for those of you who might partake. And he just kind of reeks a little bit of various smoke leaf type things. And he sort of stumbles in and then does kind of a Willy Wonka, falls forward on his face, but then catches himself at the last second and rolls and hops up. Looks like that. And your dad's the only one who's like, yay! He says,
I go to catch him every time. I fall for it every time. I'm always like, oh, right.
No, it's cool, man. It's cool. Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, I brought you a present. And he puts a hand in his pocket and he puts it down on the table, covering something, and tries to slide it over to you on the table.
Okay, I'm gonna grab it very the way that he clearly wants me to, and then I'm just gonna flip it out and look at it out in the open.
He says, no, you can't. You're not inside, man. It's just clearly
okay.
Drugs. It's just
Cool. This is how I've been making all of my money.
It's not like illegal. He just grows it at the monastery, and yeah. Oh, okay. But yes, this is your mentor. His name is Leaf. And you two are well acquainted. He says, oh yeah, greetings, Mr. Tea Cake. Mr. Tea Cake says, yes, hello, Leaf. Will you be having some tea today, or will you be smoking outside? Oh, don't be like that, man. It's a day of celebration. Not inside. We're not doing it inside. Isn't that right, Osa?
Yeah, let's go talk outside.
No, stay inside. Don't go out and do drugs. Stay here. He can leave. Your mother wants to see you. Tilda! And you just hear this from back in the back of the house. You just hear, what is it? Come, you have to come celebrate. I'm busy. It's fine. He knows I'm proud of him.
I do.
Don't you know I'm proud of you?
Yes, very much so.
Very good, John. Very good. All right, and as we have this kind of awkward reunion going on here, we are going to cut over to another one of our characters. We are now going to move over to this town in the Skipping Stones. Everyone just kind of calls it the town at Skipping Stones. But it does have a small local government, including a few elders, a council, the council elder, Ignif, who we've already seen. But there is a council house that stores some important documents and has plans and that sort of thing. And today, for graduation, all of you are aware that you have one final task to complete. Unlike a lot of graduations where you just get your hat and diploma, this is a final task that you must complete. But as far as most of you have been told by your trainers, it's ceremonial, pretty much. It's a small test of skill that shouldn't be a problem if you've been paying attention, which you all have. However, one of your number is deeply curious about what that final mission might be and has chosen to come at this noonish hour, hoping that the secretary will be out on lunch, and is currently hiding under a table, waiting for her to leave. And as she packs up and leaves, TheKoolEagle, why don't you tell us about your character?
Yeah, absolutely. So I am playing Billy Brews, a goblin rogue, swashbuckler. He's got some kind of ratty brown garments on. He's got a bandolier of flasks, and he's got a lovely smile and those lovely yellow eyes. And he's the ripe old age of 16, been a pirate since 8.
As you are hiding here under the table, why don't you go ahead and give me our first roll, a stealth check.
Oh, snap. Okay. I'm totally ready for that. Give me 1 second. I knew this was going to come up. Here, there we go. Stealth. 19.
19, not bad for our first roll of the campaign. On a 19, the secretary gets up and leaves and does not notice you hiding under like a little table where they've set up like a little pitcher of water. There's like a cucumber floating in it. It's like a full cucumber. No one's figured out that you should cut it. And so it's just a full cucumber floating in there. But as she leaves and closes the door, you move to go out from under the table and head back into the back office, but it is locked.
That's never stopped Billy before. I'm gonna kind of jiggle the handle a little bit, work my magic, see if I can loosen it up a little bit. Maybe there might be a key. I might look around and see if the secretary, she's clumsy. She leaves the key around.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
All right. A 20. I rolled a 20.
On a is that a 20 or is it a 19?
It's not. It's a
dirty 20. Okay.
It's a dirty 20.
I think for as our first episode here, we're gonna set some ground rules. I think by rules as written, nat 20s on skill checks don't actually count compared to nat 20s on like attack rolls. But I think nat 20s should be rewarded, and so often we'll kind of lean into them a little bit. But we'll avoid leaning into nat 1s because those can be those don't feel as good unless it's really funny. And then we might.
I like the pain.
Okay, we'll do it for TheKoolEagle. But you turn around and see there's just a key hanging from a little string on the chair.
Yeah. I'm just like
the secretary,
like looking around. Like, what are you doing?
People are very trusting here. Most of the time, they don't lock
I
things.
know. It's terrible. It's really terrible. I'm like, anyone could break into your house, loves. Like, don't do that.
Now, as soon as you go to grab that key, you do hear the front door opening.
I quickly, do I have time to, like, get in and close the door?
You think you could do that, but someone would definitely notice the door closing.
Okay.
So you can go for it or you can hide in here.
I'm just gonna take another quick hide then. I don't wanna get spotted yet.
Okay.
I can't be caught today. Everyone's gonna be angry at me.
So give me one more stealth check.
Okay.
There's a nat 20,
baby.
All right, so you roll like seamlessly under the chair, under the desk, and then have a moment where you go, oh no, my feet, and kind of hop up and press yourself up into the desk on the bottom of it. And so you are completely hidden in the shadows here and have a great view of a person who walks around the corner and just reaches down and jiggles the lock and then just turns it and breaks the entire door handle and swings it open. And as they walk into the room, you smell this smell of fire and burnt ash following them. They're wearing like a long, dark trench coat. And they stop for a moment as they enter the room, and they turn around and kind of scan back over the room. And you see that it is a fire genasi. is a male fire genasi who is wearing like a low fedora covering him. He does not look like he is from around here, but he immediately looks like an incredibly dangerous person.
Yes.
I guess fedora is a clean sign of danger.
You know, like when they were scary.
Yes. Yeah, I kind of I'll grimace a little bit and I'll just stay in my spot until this clears out a little bit.
Yeah, you go and you just stay there and kind of listen in. And you hear him kind of rifling through things in the back, which is basically what you were going to go do. Just gonna go rifle through things.
Him. I'm not going to confront him.
But then, you know, after a few minutes pass and he comes back out and he's holding a document in his hand and goes, "I knew you were here, Billy." And then tucks it into his pocket and walks out of the building.
Shit.
And then
I drop down and I'll go and look, I guess, in the room really quick.
Okay, give me an investigation. Everything, you go in and things are a mess.
I got a 9, so I don't think I found anything in the mess.
So you're rifling through things, and a few minutes later, as you're rifling, you don't notice the secretary return, sees the door open, sees you in just a huge mess of a room, and yells, "Billy!"
I pull out my backup plan, which was a distraction chicken out of my coat, and I throw it at her face and yell, "Distraction!" and I run out.
Okay, great. She's just like, "What the?" Very good. Excellent. All right. We're going to cut back over to Steeps, the tea house. Over to our next character, Korvalain. Korvalain, tell us a little bit about your character.
She is a large, like, well-built woman. She is ex-military, although ex-naval. She was a tactical sorceress. But she doesn't really like to talk about it much. Other than that, she sells tea at the tea shop. Sometimes it's a little more effective than it probably should be, but you know, that's what helps keep bringing people back. So
magically caffeinated.
Yes.
Very good. One of your regulars is there, and you've packed up a lot of your tea stuff. And you're pouring a cup now for one of your regulars who has come there and who you two have developed a bond with a little bit, whose name is Nim. Nim's an older fisherwoman who you can tell has like the calluses on her hands from the nets, but has been pretty successful out here, and says, I love this tea is so good. You're going to leave like the recipe when you leave, aren't you? Because I don't want to go without.
Unfortunately, the recipe's not really a thing that can be written down, but I have left some with you here for you.
Oh, good.
And then I pull out a package to hand to her.
Oh, you didn't have to do that. That's wonderful.
It's the least I can do. I hope that your hands feel much better.
I skipped a day once of your tea, but when I went out the next day, I was dropping the nets. It was terrible. It's so wonderful.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Well, it's a shame you have to go, but I'm so excited for you.
I know. It'll be so interesting to get back out, to the mainland.
Yes, I hear it's dangerous out there. Do your best not to die.
Oh, I'm sure it can't be that bad.
Oh, yeah. Well, you see, my husband died. And that's it. She just stops.
And I guess I pat her on the shoulder and then wander off slowly.
It was a long time ago. She's drinking the tea and has started talking to herself now. And so at that moment, the door opens and in comes our next character, Peter, played by Gaston. Gaston, tell us a little bit about Peter.
Yeah, so Peter is a large, red-skinned half-orc. Hobgoblin. Last minute change. Thought I'd tell you. No, he's a large, half-skinned or red-skinned hobgoblin. He is a wild magic barbarian. Peter is constantly happy, all the time. he doesn't actually have a traditional rage so much as he's just got a little bit too much magic in him. Fan of bright colors, constant revelry. Everywhere he goes, he's just trying to have a good time and make sure everybody else is having a good time as well.
Excellent. And so as you enter here, immediately, everybody had planned for you guys to all meet up here, and so immediately, Matthias runs over and says, "Oh, here, drink this. This will sober you up a little bit."
Good day. Don't need no sobering. Need more beer, but I'll take the tea.
Yes, that's what this is. You have a challenge to do, my boy.
Well, yeah, but we're already going to pass that on account of the letting us graduate.
They
wouldn't let us graduate if it wasn't already assumed we passed.
Maybe not if you're drunk.
No, it's easier if you're drunk. It's how drunk works.
I've not done it, but I don't think that's how it works.
Oh, I recommend getting drunk. If you've never been drunk, you definitely should.
Oh no. I've been drunk.
Then you know it works.
And then he does kind of a funny thing. He stomps on the ground once and says, "I've been drunk, isn't that right, lads?" And then you hear just a chorus of little halfling voices all go, "Hey!
Hey!" Well, that's nice. You got yourself an orchestra. Or a chorus. That one.
Oh.
The chorus.
Oh, we've got something planned." And he just walks away doing that. And like you see the back door open, and his wife just leans into the door frame and just in the most exaggerated eye roll possible goes back into the room. Okay, let's then the door opens again. There's another jingle. And Bryce, tell us about your character.
Yes, so Meow walks in the door, and Meow is an aging kenku with blue yet graying feathers. He's traveled the lands as a bard, sharing his passion of music with everyone. His race has been cursed with no flight and not being able to speak words of his own, so he only communicates in short words and phrases of which he's heard before. His choice of instrument is a bird flute.
Very good. And is he drinking as he comes in? What are you doing?
Yes, in one hand I have my bird flute, and another I have an ale.
Excellent. And so some patrons greet you. They like your music. They've seen you before. And you hear one of the older folk there goes, "Oh, give us a song." Yay! They're so excited. Like you've just learned that you can just do that every time, and they just absolutely go nuts.
Like a walk-on song.
Not a lot of other people doing music here on the island. They love it. Okay. Everybody kind of gets together. Anything else you guys want to do while you're here? Anybody you want to talk to? You all had, assumed you were going to meet here, so it was known. But anything else you want to do?
Nope.
I mean, eventually when I get there, I'm going to let everyone know.
I forgot Billy's not here. a few minutes later, as everybody's getting together, somebody does look down and go, "Wasn't there another?" And then the door blasts open. Billy, you run in, tossing just an extra chicken behind you.
Yeah. Lads, there's the problem. So I was over at the government's office. I was going to go, get a little peek at what our test was, right? Somebody beat me to it.
Oh, Billy, you're not supposed to.
I wasn't going to sack the place. But this guy, he sacked it. He's a fire genasi guy. I've never seen him before.
But what would he want with our test scores? It didn't make no sense there, mate.
I don't know, but he knew me too, and he knew I was hiding.
He knew you were hiding? Or he knew
wait,
you were on
you're
the
hiding?
island?
I was absolutely hiding. That's what I do best. Not true. Either way, he knew I was in the room. And he took something, I don't know what. But I couldn't find our tests. So sorry. Hey, you got some ale?
So, I got a question for you, Billy.
I'll hand him a cup of tea.
Just like, Billy, we tell you every time this is a tea house. We don't have.
I look at the tea and I just kind of toss it.
So Matthias comes up and says, "We have some kombucha.
No.
It's fermented like beer.
It's
And slightly
so not
alcoholic.
I'll try it.
It's just
I'd like to walk over to Billy and nudge him and give him a little sip of my ale.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Meow.
just then the door opens again, and in walks Ignif, the council elder, who is picking like chicken feathers out of his face, and looks around and says, "Billy,
Look, it wasn't my fault.
what do you? It's graduation day.
Yeah, see? We already graduated. He
No,
admits
no,
it.
not yet. There's one more challenge. Are you ready?
To graduate, yeah. Hence
Excellent.
graduation day.
You will graduate today, assuming you complete
Right.
your final task.
Okay.
Now, shall we go?
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess
Yeah.
I
Weird silence,
collect
but
up
yeah.
my ore and
That's
shrug and follow him out.
Very good, very good. Now, first things first. I have a map. I have a present to give to all of you.
Oh, I love presents.
So,
I like that.
What is it?
on your adventure, it's a map.
Oh,
On your adventures, you'll want to know where you're going, what you're going to be doing, that sort of thing, in some ways. And so we have made up this map for you of all of the known areas on Aladragor. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure I transition correctly over to the map. Here we go. There we are.
magical.
For some reason, we gotta fix that thing with behind TheKoolEagle, but that's not a main concern. Anyway,
What? Oh.
there's
Also,
we'll worry about that later. And behind
find
me,
that.
don't worry about that.
Ignore the mistakes.
Welcome to Aladragor. We are down here in the skipping stones. That's us. You can see it clearly marked. And there's also there's the Flying Isle and the Green Keep and all sorts of places which you might go visit while you're out and about. We're going to, after you graduate, which I have every faith that you will, we're going to put you on a boat with our ferryman. And our ferryman is going to take you up to Port Starboard.
Now we could just drive. I have many years of steering boats. Not a problem.
Oh, do you have a boat?
Well, no, but we can.
All right,
we can
well-
use that one.
No, that's his boat.
Well, why can't we have it?
Well, you'll have
who's
to.
going to bring the boat back?
You'll have
Yeah,
to
we'll bring
talk
it
to
back.
him. He's the ferry captain. Every few weeks, he goes back and forth. You've probably seen him.
Yes.
He's a dwarf. His name is Tolered. He's often neon red, because you know dwarves, they're not really supposed to come up into the sun. But
I thought you meant he
loves
glowed.
it.
Yeah, he'd
didn't-
love me to take his boat off his hands, then I bet.
Well, you can talk to him about that. But the plan right now is that we've paid him to ferry you to Port Starboard. And from there, you can go off on your mission. Now, who remembers what your mission is?
But you haven't told us the mission yet. You just told us we were going to graduate.
We all just look around at each other.
This was an important part of your training. We've talked about it a lot.
Must not have been that important, mate. None of us know what it is. If it was important, somebody would have remembered.
I think we need to roll this back. We need to.
No, we're fine.
Your mission is to go out into the greater world, explore, find new things, make a name for yourselves, and make a name for the Skipping Stones. As you know, we are a tourist destination. We
You
have.
meant... I see. I thought you meant what our test was. Like, what our specific go out and do this
that's what
thing
I was
and
trying
come
to
back
figure out.
mission.
Yeah,
You
No,
meant,
no, no, no.
like, in
Not
general,
that
what
mission.
is-
I mean,
what is
your
mission?
ultimate mission.
Yeah,
not today's
we
test.
got that one. We got that one. That's
No,
just
I was gonna
Oh.
say, like, was
an
the mission me
ongoing.
breaking in and getting the documents to see what our mission is?
You did
Yeah,
what?
'cause he failed that already.
Nothing.
Billy. No. You see, what you're supposed to go out and spread the word and bring us back. Learn magic and technology and bring it back, and tell people about our wonderful island. Help people. Go out into the world. Make a name for yourself. Make some riches. Do all of those things.
Could we maybe change the destination port?
No. That's who we've paid. That's where you're going.
I see.
After that, you can make your own money, buy your own boat, do your own thing.
Right.
Now, follow me, and we shall go and begin your final trial.
Yeah, the one that we passed to graduate.
No, you haven't done it yet.
Oh, okay.
Well, yes, that's because there's this fire genasi. He broke in, he took the document from me.
We're gonna go do it now.
We're gonna go back to the government center and take the document?
Just everyone shut up and follow me. So he just marches down the road, and presumably everyone follows. And you reach a point toward kind of the southern edge of the island here, where there are several big signs that say, like, sacred area, do not pass, danger, etc., etc. And Billy, you're pretty familiar with this because you've tried to go over there a few times.
Yes.
And every time you have, guards have leapt up out of the bushes and stopped you. And indeed, the council elder stops right there and says, graduation ceremony about to commence. Please let us pass. And you see, like, multiple guards that you did not realize were going to be, like, in the bushes they're in, pop up and salute the council elder. And the rest of you pass.
5.
Yeah, there's like 7.
Also, we'll salute back.
And they're all in different places than you guys have seen before. Also, I will say, every one of you, thanks to our lovely intros, gets inspiration.
Oh.
Yay!
So, Ignif leads you down the beach for a while. He stops at a point and, for an older man, is remarkably spry and climbs up a tree and pulls down 5 fruits, which he takes a little knife out and cuts open and hands to you. Says, these are our rum fruits. They are slightly alcoholic.
I've already have it in my mouth.
And yes, you should drink them. They're delicious. But
you told us
we
to stay sober.
well, because you were gonna you didn't want to do too much, right?
Oh.
So these are
you didn't want
important.
us to
These are
free
of
fall.
the island. They're delicious. Every once in a while, you get a bug in there. That's nutritious. Eat it. It's good luck. Now follow me. Just discard they're biodegradable. Like everything.
When he turns his back, Osa's going to hand his fruit to Peter.
Thank you, mate. You don't want none. It
No,
might
I'm
have a
good.
bug in it.
Thank you.
I hear they're lucky.
They are very lucky. Yes, I'm aware.
Would
Oh,
you like
right.
a bug then? If it's got a bug in it, do you want it back?
Do you want
Yes,
the bug?
I'll take the bug. I'll just take the
Okay.
bug.
All right, I'll find you a bug.
Is the bug drunk as a skunk?
It's just like a worm.
I bet that worm is living its best life.
I feed the worm to my familiar.
So you guys make it a little farther down. It takes you about an hour to walk around, and you're now kind of at a part you've never seen before. Off in the distance, there's this huge cliff, and you've seen waterfalls and stuff before, but this thing is absolutely gigantic. There is this massive waterfall coming down, and there is a boat chained up on this little dock. That's just big enough for this single boat, and this boat is just big enough to barely fit the 6 of you, including Ignif. And as you are looking out, and we're getting into like late afternoon here, right? As you're looking out over the water at the waterfall, you see that every so often a stone, a rock, comes flying out of the waterfall. And like as if you had thrown a rock across the surface of the water, it skips along the water and then hits a point about the same area and goes bloop and then sinks. And it's pretty regular that this is happening. And Ignif turns to all of you and says, "This is why they call our island the Skipping Stones."
Then why do you keep it locked up?
Well,
It seems like if that's the namesake, it should be the main tourist attraction, yeah?
Right.
Ah.
Oh, I bet that those rocks probably kill a lot of people.
we'll see. The rocks, there's an underground current that pulls the rocks back through. And every so often, the rocks come back over. And over time, they've smoothed out. There's a pretty big stockpile of them, but it's pretty dangerous because if you get sucked down into there, you can get stuck. So don't do that.
Oh, and then it would like clog up the skipping stones, and we'd lose a bunch of
It would
tourists.
clog that up. People would die, and then it would cause all sorts of problems. But because the way the underground thing works is it tumbles the rocks, and they come out incredibly smooth. So here's what I would like each of you to do. We are going to take this boat a little bit of the way over there, and then each one of you in turn is going to get out of the boat, and you must catch a skipping stone while it is in the air. Now they skip.
Yeah, assuming we can swim.
Oh yes, we've trained. You've swum.
Oh, okay. See it. Oh, right. Forgot
They've.
that.
Now, are any of you currently wearing heavy armor?
I don't think anyone has armor.
I was gonna say. I think
I don't
most.
think any of us even wear
Billy's
it,
already
right?
taken all of his clothes off except for his his underwear.
That's fine. That's totally fine.
Meow seeing this also strips down,
Yeah, Peter's probably.
but there's
like,
no
oh,
underwear.
There's
Yeah, can't swim in clothes.
So you have to catch them before it touches the water. It can touch the water and skip, but you have to catch it in midair. You can't wait till it starts to sink and then grab it. That doesn't count. And I'm watching to make sure. Then please come back, present them to me, and I will enchant them for you.
Okay, sorry. To be clear, we have to do this whilst in the water.
Yes,
What if the rock hits me in the face and I go unconscious?
we'll save you.
And you drown.
Will you?
But does that count as catching it?
Does that count as catching it?
No,
If it's lodged in my eye.
no, they're not going that fast.
Okay.
Sir, they are skipping on the water there going
Now,
fast.
Yeah.
I have here. So everybody pile into the boat.
Okay.
Sure. Can I?
Uh,
Can it,
And
Never
he,
mind.
are
I
you
say, I guess
leaving? Billy, are
Hellyth
you
is
leaving?
wearing-
Are you leaving all your clothes on the shore?
Yeah.
Are you just fully naked, or did you bring anything with you?
I got my underwear.
Okay.
So you don't have any swords or
No.
Okay.
This is easy.
Is anyone else
don't-
undressing or doing anything else?
yeah, Peter will strip down into like just his undergarments and his hat.
Okay.
Meow's gonna strip down into completely nothing with the dagger and beak.
and
Okay.
Hellyth just goes wearing everything.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get in the boat.
All right. And so he kind of navigates the boat out into the water a little bit, and then out of his pocket brings some straws and says, "These are numbered. Please draw one. Everyone, if you could please roll me 1d5.
Ooh.
Ew.
So much for that plan.
You should have made a D100.
Right. Remind me.
I like the
We just need
roll
to put a
one
forward slash
d5.
in front.
Yeah.
Two.
You want me to re-roll?
He just looks at his straws.
They're all
He
the
looks-
same length.
He looks at it and goes, wait a minute. I grabbed the wrong ones. Hold on. And he takes them all back from you and snaps them. Everybody roll a D100.
23.
Let's
And
see
we'll go
another 23.
lowest numbers go first.
12.
We're rolling low tonight.
Did my roll not? Oh, mine says like rolling the dice, and it is paused.
That's interesting.
I think
We've got Peter with 11, Billy with 23, Meow with 12, Osa 58. So we still
Let
need
me-
Hellyths.
Yeah, it's. Oh, there we go. I refreshed and it Looks like it posted.
Roll 20's weird. It did not, so just roll it one more time.
Just roll it again, yeah.
I do see a little thinking donut on your character.
18. My God, I got the second highest. Insane. With a 23.
All right, so then I believe that means that we are going to be having Peter. Ignif looks at you and says, "You first, lad."
Oh, okay then. And I guess I'm gonna jump into the water, and I'm gonna keep my hat in my hand. And Peter will swim out there and flare open his hat and try to catch it in the hat because it's wider than his hand is.
Okay, give me please a either athletics or just straight dexterity. Very good. You catch it.
Hey, that wasn't so bad.
And it's like a perfectly oval, extremely smooth stone that is maybe yay big. It's pretty, but more of an ovally kind of shape.
Yeah, but what color is it?
It's gray. It's just a gray stone.
Okay, so it's just a regular gray, run-of-the-mill.
But it's clearly been polished really well by the seawater here and the waterfall. So you head back, and then who's next? Meow?
Yeah. I turned to let's see. I turn to Billy and I hand him my dagger and say, "Hold."
All right, mate.
And I jump in the water.
Okay. Are you going to the end or to the front, or where are you going?
I'll go to the front.
Okay, for the first hit of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Catch it right on.
Give me a check, please. You missed that one. That one
Oh, shoot.
whistles past you.
Seeing that one fail, I back up a bit, take a couple strokes back, go to about where it was.
Do this one with advantage, because you've seen it, you've got a better idea. There we go. With the 10, you grab it.
I hold it up in the air and make the bloop sound that it normally makes if it was skipping.
Very good.
I clap.
Golf clap.
All right. Hellyth, you're up next.
Can I catch it with Mage Hand and not step off the boat?
You do have to step off the boat,
Oh,
says Ignif.
Can I catch it with Mage Hand before I step off the boat?
Ignif just looks at you and says, "You have
Well,
to swim over and get it, but you can catch it however you'd like, so I suppose."
Okay. It's Dex check.
Yep.
I can just click on that, can't I? Oh, I'm gonna be.
And I'll give you advantage just because you are manipulating Mage Hand from a distance, and
I forgot to do advantage, so. Wow.
ooh, 2 9. No, that it actually it hits the Mage Hand and just passes straight through it.
How deep is it?
This is the ocean. It's very deep.
Oh, I didn't. I thought
we were in like
the
a
Isles.
pond.
Like a lagoon, yeah.
No. You are on the coast.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll just jump in then and try and grab one as I jump in.
Well, you're pretty far away. You got to swim over, but yeah. So yeah, okay. So you swim over, grab one, and then head back. And then our final person, right? No, 2 more people.
nope.
2 more.
Billy.
Yeah, Billy swan dives beautifully into the water.
I would
and
like
kinda-
I would like an acrobatics check, please.
Absolutely. 15.
Ooh, nice.
Billy
how's
swan
the 15
dives
feel?
beautifully into the water.
Like matted, like black hair, like whipping in the wind while I do it.
It's just like he throws his hair back. It's like a commercial. Just
Yeah, some like lice and stuff come out.
for a moment, the sun is behind him.
Yeah, I'm like jumping through like a dolphin. But yeah, I'll swim over there, and yeah, I'm gonna try to kind of like kick myself up and like kind of just like entire body like and grab it. when it comes in.
Okay.
Like really get it into like my stomach. Like I'm just gonna absorb the hit with it with
so,
my hands.
So
and
yeah, you're trying to leap up into the way of it. Give me a check, please.
Do you want
This would be athletics. Well, I will take athletics
or...
or acrobatics since you're doing a crazy synchronized swimming.
All
thing.
right, I got a 9. So
it smacks you in the face, and you are like, "Bah!" It's very majestic up until you just misjudge it and come up, and it just right as like you're clearing the water, you just open and it's here. And
it's just like, ooh, yeah, right, yeah, meant to do that. Gonna get the next one. And I'll just grab it normally.
Just here, the island does not play, my boy.
All right, so I'll just grab it normally, and that's 11.
Very good. Yep, the next one you just snatch out of the air, and then head back to the boat. So everybody's now on the boat. Osa, Ignif turns to you and says, "Osa, my boy, it is now your turn to finish our graduation."
Cool. I'm gonna go swim to where I know it will hit me.
Okay, like the final spot where it drops.
Yeah, like where I know. You said it's like the same spot every time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just go to where I know it's going to hit me, and then can I just use deflect missiles to catch it?
Yeah. Absolutely. So I will say that it lands right on you. It comes, you come see it, and then it's coming at you, and you just snatch it out of the air without even having to roll. However, as you snatch it and your arm comes down, you notice there's sort of a black tendril in the water looking over. And you've heard of this. There's been rumors lately that the fishermen have been having problems because the fish have been leaving because the water's been polluted. And looking over, you can see that there are these wisps of darkness coming toward you.
I'm going to... We sparred together and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to turn over to Hellyth and be like, is this one of yours?
Are we still in the water?
I think only Osa's in the water right now. And this is just, for everybody, this is just like, it's clearly like water. Like if you dumped ink in the water, that's what this it's like. It's that kind of...
It's not like a tentacle.
It's not like a tentacle. It's just like an oily substance kind of snaking its way. It's like the very edges of it. But as you look back, you can see there's like a lot of it coming.
I'll swim back over to the boat and be like,
As you start to swim back over to the boat, you hear splashes, and everyone turns and looks over. Beyond the roar of the waterfall, you can see that there are two scaly heads poking up. And over on the other side of where the stone had come, you can see there's a much larger scaly head and a massive shark fin.
Okay.
And the massive head looks and turns at you and says, "Land dwellers, you pollute our waters. We have come to stop you." I would like everyone to roll for initiative.
I can't fight in water.
Well, I just wanted to point out I dried myself off with prestidigitation as I got out of the water onto the boat, so I'm completely dry.
Okay.
Damn, apparently Peter is ready for this.
How far from shore are we?
Probably a good 100 feet.
Okay.
Am I on the initiative tracker?
You have to select your character and then roll initiative if you want it to auto-populate. If you are happy with what you got, I'll just add it.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I am happy with my nat 1. Just keep it.
Give me a second here. This did not...
Yeah, we were bad. We didn't have our token selected.
There it goes. Okay.
Oh, okay. That's what you meant by select your character and then roll it.
Yeah, click
Yeah,
on your
I rolled it
token
out of
and
the
then
sheet. Like that should have applied it to the character, right?
you have to click on
that
the
was what I was
system.
thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh great, they're back.
We got Osa with a 9. What does Peter have?
Peter had a 21.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that was nat 20. Nice.
Yeah, he nat 20.
Meow had a 4, a nat 1.
Peter's just very excited that the test has finally begun.
9, Billy 19, and we'll give poor Ignif here a 6. Okay. Oh, and I'm just realizing that the world map is still showing. There we go. For people watching on the stream here, we have our initiative order, and we have poor Osa out in the ocean.
I'll be fine.
It's really tricky to get this ratioed right so people can see everything. Okay, we'll take the initiative order off over here. And then there's also some guys up here. So, moving first here appears to be Peter.
Okay.
And hopefully,
Since
can everyone
we-
let me know in chat also if you can hear the battle music and if audio is good and all that kind of stuff, because I can adjust if needed. Sorry,
So,
Peter, go ahead.
Yeah, so I guess the first question is, well, no, we left all our gear on the beach, so Peter
Yes.
is unarmed in underwear, but I have my hat. So I think Peter is just going, oh, but I don't have my bag. I can't do that. Okay. I think Peter's just going to get so excited that the magic takes over, and I'm going to enter one of my revelries, which is what he does instead of raging. So instead of getting, like, angry and whatnot, he just gets taken over by fey magic, and crazy magic effects happen.
Okay, which I believe every time you do that, you get to roll on your wild magic table.
I couldn't remember if you wanted me to roll that or if we decided to have you roll it for funsies.
Go for it.
Okay, sure. So that's going to be a D8. That is going to be... Okay, so I become surrounded by multicolored protective lights, and I gain a +1 bonus to AC, and while within 10 feet of me, my allies also gain the same bonus. So a whole bunch of magical happy sparkles fly out around me and are shielding us all from the baddies.
Wonderful. And then what do you do?
Oh, that's it, man. I guess I
Okay.
tell Ignith, I'm like, yo, roll to the shore faster so we can fight them.
No, we can fight them.
I have to attack. Okay, so
I will point out the water is difficult terrain, and you get disadvantage if you are swimming while trying to attack.
right.
Punch Billy.
Unless you are
Really
using
good.
certain things.
Yeah. I guess then that I would dash over to this guy or towards it's not letting me. Sorry.
If you
I'm gonna
have
dash towards
Measurement tool, you have
the
to switch
smaller
back to
of the fish guys over there. Unfortunately, I can't actually get close enough to punch him, so I think that my rage would have ended.
We can
Which
just say
sucks,
you
that's
didn't
okay.
rage because you didn't know it was going to be like that.
Okay.
If you want, it's our first episode. We can be a little lenient there.
So it looked like I could make it to that one.
I'm gonna have my familiar hanging out to Mr. Peter.
What is your familiar?
It is a small octopus.
Very good. So, yeah, Hellyth tosses an octopus at you.
I gladly accept the octopus. Do I know your octopus's name? Your familiar's name?
I haven't picked a name for it. Not as Hellyth. I'm sure she's picked a name. I unfortunately did not think that far ahead.
Octo.
Well, I guess as the octopus like crawls up me, I'm like, oh yeah, get up here, you squiggly bastard. Let's go punch us some fish people.
Chat, please suggest names for the octopus. Billy, what would you like to do?
Billy will follow Peter into the water and swim out.
please note you have no armor and no weapons.
Yep.
Billy does have my dagger still.
I didn't give the dagger back actually.
No.
So
Okay. Great.
I've stolen the dagger. It happens. And I'll swim out and join Peter and say, "All right, Peter, let's get these sons of these bitches. It'll be good. It'll be good. You know, like
it's
give
gonna
them
be
the old
great,
one
mate.
too. Give them the old one too.
Yeah,
I have this
yeah.
dagger.
Absolutely.
got?
You're 2 and I'm 1. I got it.
All right. So yeah, and I'll just ready an attack if something gets close.
Very good. The big guy swims directly at the boat. Like goes under for a moment and then comes back up and just emerges and the boat rocks. Ignif just steps back and goes, "Oh!" And then it is the shark's turn. The shark is going to go, let's see. Right over here and begin circling Osa. This fish guy is going to charge right at the glowy person here in the water, and
so my rage is still working then, or my revelry. whatever.
yeah, we'll just give it to you. That's easier.
I mean, it doesn't have to be if you don't want it to. No big deal.
Nah, it's fine. We'll just give it to you.
Okay.
And tries to bite you, a 17.
That will hit.
Very good. And just so people know when I click on things here, our first number is HP, our middle number is passive perception, and then the blue number is AC. Is that right?
I believe that's what we agreed on.
I believe that is too. All right. So a 17. That's going to be 5 piercing damage.
Okay. I will
And
take
then-
3 of that.
As it locks on, it bites you and tries to hold you there while it then claws at you for 3 slashing damage.
Okay. I take 2 more.
Hellyth.
Let's see. Oh, so was I supposed to roll initiative for the octopus, or do we just want to have it on my turn?
It can just be on your turn. That's fine, unless
Okay.
you really
So I'm
want
gonna
it
have
different.
the octopus provide the help action for Peter, so he'll have advantage, which will cancel, I assume, for his next attack.
Great. Yep. Cancel the disadvantage for being in the water.
And then I had my sheet up a second ago, and then apparently I let it close. How much damage have you taken, Gaston?
I have taken 5 points of damage.
Okay. I'm going to cast Bless, targeting Billy, Osa, and Meow. I think you said up to 3, right? Up to 3. Yes, correct.
Okay. So Billy, Osa, and Meow are blessed.
Nice.
So they get a bonus D4 on attacks and saving throws.
Nice.
Anything else?
Oh, sorry. No, that's the end of my action.
Okay. Osa.
The shark is circling me.
Yep.
I'm gonna grapple the shark.
Okay.
Good.
That's opposed athletics or strength, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So 19?
Is that considered a saving throw?
Ooh. It
It's
is
a
not a
contend-
saving throw.
Contested, yeah.
That is.
But it is an attack roll, right?
Yeah, it's technically an attack roll.
So
Oh,
you get
can
a
I
bonus
flurry?
D4.
So do the D4.
Oh. Okay. 22.
I'm gonna give it to you. You tied. Go for
Okay.
it. You're
I'm
grappled.
gonna to grab the shark.
The shark now, I would say normally a shark, like if you're grappled something, it can still attack you. I'm gonna say you have grabbed the fin of this thing, and
I was
it
kind of
can't
thinking
bite
like,
you.
See that video where the shark comes to the guy and just grabs it and flips it and throws it downwards? Like it's down.
No, that sounds amazing, but
Can I roll like handle animal to move the shark?
I know there's rules for grapple moving.
Fair enough.
You can drag the shark.
You can drag it, yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna drag the shark closer to the boat. Maybe I
Okay.
should drag it away from the boat. Can you drag something larger than you?
Yes.
Oh,
One size larger.
Cool. I usually have 40 movement, so I can move 20 feet. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's half movement.
Although,
Go here.
Yeah, we'll look up these rules later, but I'll give it to you for now.
I think it's 1 foot of movement costs 2 when you're swimming or climbing.
Yeah,
Sure,
I'm
but
just
that is-
saying.
It's also, I think,
But you're
half.
also dragging.
Oh,
grappling
no,
also
I'll
is
just
half.
move 10. That's fair. I'll just move 10. That's absolutely fair.
Okay. Anything else?
I don't
that's
think I can do
everything you
anything
can
else.
Ignif is going to go right here and then hide.
Oh.
Great.
Sounds about right.
Let's see. This one's gonna come up here and attempt to bite Peter.
Sounds good.
That's gonna be
I am
5 piercing.
delicious.
And then this one actually is holding a spear and is going to try and stab you in the side, but you managed to parry that one.
Good.
Meow!
Yeah. I am going to cast Unsettling Words onto this the big guy close to me.
Alright, let's see, you can expend, next saving throw they make, they have to subtract whatever you're about to roll. Okay.
That's a bonus action, so I am going to
Roll your
move out
1d6.
here. Oh, yeah. So they have
Nice.
to subtract 6 from the next one.
Okay, from the next saving throw.
And then I am going to start swimming out to the crew over here. Go try to help them fight. And I'm going to cast Hideous Laughter onto the bottommost, the one right next to Peter.
Okay.
I'll toss that in as well. They have to do a wisdom saving throw or they fall prone or become incapacitated.
Alright. So, that one falls prone. And just sinks.
Do they have?
Can they
I
breathe
guess
underwater?
They must be water
They
breathing,
can
right?
absolutely breathe underwater. You are all
Alright.
fully aware of that. But he just disappears into the water.
Can I try to get a hand on them before like they sink down there so I can keep them within punching range?
If you'd like to, but I will say that they're fully going to be out of combat.
Oh, I figured he'd just like swim back up if he passed his saving throw later. Okay.
It's up to a minute, so as long as you keep concentration,
He's pretty much
he's
out.
not coming back.
Oh, I guess it doesn't get a. Yeah, no, it gets a save at the end of each of its turns. So I was thinking it might come back. Never mind. Nope, it's gone forever. The GM said it, so it's true.
I'm all right with it. Anything else, Meow?
That will be all.
Peter, there's a big
That's
fish man
good.
trying to eat you.
Yes, yes, I would like to punch him a lot.
All right.
So I have the help action, which is canceling out disadvantage.
Yes,
Do
it
I
is.
then get advantage for my reckless swing on top of that?
No, you don't get to do multiple things here.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
fine. Be that way. I did it anyway.
Holy
Wow.
shit!
Holy-
All right, that's a nat 20. Let's
All
see
right,
the
Peter's
damage.
Really excited.
Unfortunately, I don't get a roll damage for unarmed combat, so that's just going to be a flat 8 plus my 2 for raging. So that'll be 10.
All right.
Are you just like choking this thing like into your revelry? You're like,
Yeah, I'm just laughing at him like, it's so funny. You came up and you bit me. I'm gonna punch you for it. You bit me. And just slamming my fist.
Billy.
yeah. While Peter is distracting this lovely creature by punching it in the face, I'm gonna swim behind it, and I'm gonna sink the dagger that I stole from Meow into its back.
All right.
So let me get the right thing because I don't have my rapier.
You do have bless, so you get to add D4, but you also have disadvantage.
I will add. Okay, let me roll again, and then I will do my. I'm gonna bless.
Well, I think it's every
roll
that it can.
you get to.
Okay.
So roll D4 for
Oh.
that 10.
Why did I? Oh, I typed it wrong. All right. So that's a 12.
Okay. And then one more.
The second one is.
You hit.
Damn.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I will sink my dagger into its back for. I'm also going to be doing a few things for 3 damage.
Okay.
But I also be applying my Fury of the Small for 2 additional damage,
Okay.
and then I'm going to sneak attack
Yep.
if I can roll for another 8. So that's a total of
13.
13 damage.
That thing, you stab him right in the back and hit a vital organ at such a point where you see him twitch and drop the spear and go, we'll get you. And then the light goes out of his eyes and he too sinks down into the ocean.
The 102.
Yeah, we did it. You came in great too.
Yep.
3.
High
you,
five.
You hear, as you're celebrating, you hear, and the big one over there brings a fist down on the boat.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, but we need that.
Let me see here. The boat, like, visibly splinters in the middle, and both ends kind of bow up on the side. But
Remember
it's
to do
still
a -6 from that if you did it.
in one piece. Oh, you're minus what?
-6
6.
for my
I thought that
unsettling
was
word.
just
That's just for saving
saving
throws.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that was only on the first. No, you haven't done a thing to its saving throw yet. So, so it does that. It is then going to try and stab Hellyth with its trident.
As you do. Yeah, that definitely hits.
That's going to be 8 piercing damage to Hellyth.
Okay.
And then it is going to attempt to swipe poor Ignif off the boat. And misses. Ignif's pretty nimble. And hides again down there in the boat under a chair. The shark is grappled, and because it's a shark, is having a really hard, I'm going to say, just can't reach. Because it's a shark, and it doesn't make sense to me that you would be able to... Like, it's
And I'm kinda like-
whipping around, but...
I'm patting it on the back by the fin and being like, calm down, big guy. It's okay. It's okay.
Sleep.
As you do that, you see the big guy turn around and like whisper something that you don't understand as language, but you understand is a like it's a magical sentence. And you hear like the shark started to calm down for a second as you were doing that, and then it was like "Rah, rah," as it heard this. So it looks like that dude is actively controlling the shark. Hellyth.
Oops. I will like stamp my staff, my oar into the ground. Can I stamp it on his face but not actually like damage him with it?
The guy?
Yeah.
What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast, but either I'm gonna like staff down into the floor and then thrust my hand out and blast him in the face.
Yeah, that's fine. It
hopefully.
won't hurt the boat.
Yes. 13.
A 13 hits.
All right. So that deals. Do I then click on the name again to get damage?
Yep.
Yeah, if you click on it in chat, it should roll the. Mhm.
8.
All right. So
And
kind
then
of,
I'm
you see a
going
little bit of
to-
blood fly off and go. Blah, blah.
I have it set to pan, not move. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm gonna step backwards off the boat and swim a ways.
Okay. Osa.
Okay, I'm going to, after seeing him like command the shark, I'm going to kick off the shark and move over to him.
Okay. The shark would get an attack of opportunity
That's
when you let it
fine.
go.
Nope.
On a
That does
10,
not
not
do it.
gonna hit.
I'm going to punch this guy, I guess. Yeah, just roll this. Oh, I need to roll with disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but you also get a bonus D4.
Okay, I'll roll that after I roll this next one.
Oh, I guess I
13
should have
hits, though,
checked.
right? 13 hits?
13 hits.
Okay, cool. So I don't need to roll the d4?
Well,
Good.
also real quick, I forgot I need to make a Constitution check. You guys no longer have bless.
Okay, that is good to know.
But still hits.
I'm gonna roll damage here. That's 7.
Okay.
And then I'll expend a key point to use one of my, to use Hands of Harm. So I spend one of my martial arts die, I believe is it's D4 right now, right? Yeah. So I'll roll a D4 plus my wisdom mod, which is 4. For another 8.
Excellent.
And I just like get a bunch of necrotic energy into my hand as I sock him in the face. And I'm like, you shouldn't do that to peaceful sea creatures.
Like as it's you're hitting it, he just turns to you and says, "They are our friends, unlike you."
Fair enough.
Ignif continues hiding. Meow.
All right. With those two guys dealt with, Meow is going to try to head back on the boat, and he is going to cast a bardic inspiration upon the boatkeeper guy.
On Ignif, the council
Yeah.
elder. Okay.
Uh-huh. And that's bonus action. Seeing Osa punch the big fish man, Meow will do the same. Make an unarmed strike.
Okay, you got to get in range.
Oh shoot. As I
There we go. 18 hits.
movement.
And it's just 1 plus strength mod, right?
Yep, which my strength mod is -1, so 0 damage.
Okay. You punch it and it's just you just like punched a brick wall. Like
Yeah.
it does not notice. Peter.
Okay, so Peter is going to swim up towards him, and I can't reach him. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm assuming I can always just go catch another rock. So I'm gonna throw my rock at it as hard as I can.
Okay. Improvised weapon.
Yeah, can you remind me how improvised weapon works?
Roll just a 1d20 plus dex in this case, since it's ranged. So just throw me the 1d20 and then we'll see if you need anything else. That's gonna miss. So you just hurl it just straight over its head, way off into the distance.
And it skips along.
Yeah, it wasn't at an angle, but it skips anyway.
The important part is I attacked an enemy this turn.
That's true. Billy.
Yeah, Billy will spend the turn swimming as hard as he can back to the boat. So I used all my movement just to get onto the boat. I climbed up.
Yep, remembering you can dash, everyone.
Oh, I forgot. I have my extra dash, so I can do that. Never
yeah,
mind.
you're a weird rogue thing.
I'm actually gonna get close enough, and I'm gonna stab him then.
Oh, great.
So let me roll the right thing. 20.
Dirty 20. That hits.
Dirty 20. All right. I'll be doing Fearless Small as well and sneak attack. So 6 plus 2 plus 3.
So 11 damage.
11.
Very good. Very good. Like this thing has started bleeding heavily, and at this point is just gonna look at all of you and go, "Okay, I surrender."
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
you better.
And it turns and looks at the shark and just says blah 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 blah, blah, and the shark just leaves. Does anyone want to continue fighting it, or?
No,
I would say, I mean, like, Hellyth would probably continue, but also I don't know that I could hear anything going on anyways.
Meow is just gonna check on the boat keep.
The boat's wrecked, yes.
The boat is like you're gonna be able to get it back to shore, but it's dead after that.
Can you take me? Can you take us back to shore, big guy?
If
Peter
you-
would like to
Can I leave after that?
I will not attack you. I promise.
I guess if I hear that, then I would stop attacking.
What about the enchanting of the stones? When are you gonna do that?
Yeah, Peter needs to catch another rock for that.
Oh, right. Peter needs on the rock.
Okay, let's take a quick break, and then we'll wrap up all this stuff and continue. We will be right back.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. All right, we're back. Hello, everyone. So, after a grueling combat, this bleeding, hulking person ferries your torn-up boat back to shore.
Can I cast Mending on the boat while we're on the way back?
Sure. Great idea. All right, so the little boat gets stitched back together and is tied back up. And all of you hop off onto land, and that guy, the big fish man, looks at all of you and says, "I will not forget this. You will pay for what you have done to the oceans."
Do you know
Could
what's
just
going
kill
on?
you now.
That's true. You just brought us all back to our weapons.
Yeah, you're still in range. We could kill you.
And he just dives and disappears.
Ah, shit. I was going to ask him about the
Ow.
pollution.
Sorry.
It's all good. You probably didn't know anything.
I hand the dagger back to Meow as well and say, "Thanks, Meow. Sorry, I kind of pocketed that during that whole thing."
Thanks.
So
and I get dressed again.
presumably you gathered another stone.
Yes.
Well,
yeah, I definitely would
yeah.
have like swum over and caught a stone.
So
Do-do-do-do.
Ignif comes out and is just like terrified, but looks at all of you and says, very good, very good. Clearly, this is the most dangerous graduation we've yet had. Congratulations to all of you. Please present your stones."
Let's celebrate with some rum fruit, huh?
Hold on, no, the stones first. This is important.
Little weird for you to be asking about my stones, but I suppose.
I give
Present.
Peter a deadpan look and hand over my stone.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
stone.
the magic one.
So as you hold out your stones, he comes around and like chants some magic words and traces on the stone, and you can feel magic infuse on it. And does this to each of yours in turn, and says, "As members of the Skipping Stones, you are now our expeditionary team. These stones link you as adventurers, and in moments of crisis can be used once a day to send a message to all of the other ones holding these stones."
I have a clarifying question. Is it just the 6 of us? Are they just linked to each other? Or to everyone with a rock?
They're only linked to each other.
I've
Okay.
already sent a message to everyone that says, "Hey guys,
I like slowly count the circle because there's 5 of us here.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
This
Oh,
is
the octopus did get one?
I assume not, but
this is pre-attuned to you. Like you don't need to use an attunement slot or anything, and so you can just use these. But they are yours and yours alone. If someone steals it from you, it won't work for them unless they do crazy stuff.
so you'll start getting someone else's text messages then.
Uh-huh. And then if someone messages out to the group, everyone can reply once.
Oh,
And then that
without
uses
using-
up the one casting.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Can we get like a better plan with these stones? Like 2 messages a day, 3, something like
This
that.
is all the magic allows for.
Maybe we can
I'm
upgrade
gonna-
at Port Starboard.
Hellyth got stabbed by a giant trident, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I can
going
fix
to-
that. And he also casts Cure Wounds on everyone until you're all back at full health.
Nice.
I appreciate that Peter was also damaged, but people were less worried about that.
Well, I
likes
Peter
it.
has a lot of hit points.
He
Yeah.
likes it.
assume that we obviously can't see hit points, but we can see like kind of percentage of damage taken, and you were at a lower percent.
Oh no, I've cleaned my clothes and mended them at this point.
Oh, never mind. Hellyth always looks pristine.
Yes. You know, spending some time in the Navy will do that to you.
Yeah, gotta keep that uniform clean.
I like to keep my uniform clean too. That's why I left it here.
All
the
right,
dirt.
well,
In the dirt.
now
It's
this
a little sandy.
Yeah, so as you guys walk back to town, Ignif is speaking to all of you and saying, now, this pollution problem is an issue. The Sahagin have become more and more agitated. They think it's our fault, but we're not doing anything. It's coming from somewhere up north. I've heard tale from the mainland, from traders, that some of the rivers out there, it's happening too.
So it's not coming from off the island then. Like it's not coming from the island then.
No, it's not from
Coming
us.
the mainland.
It's somewhere from the mainland or something like that. So I would suggest, if you could, while you're in Port Starboard, inquire. See if anyone knows, if they have more information.
Have
But
we
otherwise, explore. Meet people. Join an adventurers guild. Start an adventurers guild. I don't know if they have one. I haven't been there in a while. Would anyone like another drinking fruit?
Absolutely.
Oh, 11. The last one didn't have a worm in it.
He just like pulls out a knapsack and just starts pulling out empty ones and dumping them on the ground. It's like, oh, these are from earlier. Don't mind these. Who wants to climb that tree? I'm very
I'm on it.
scared.
I'm already scurrying a bit.
I'm gonna race Billy up the tree.
I'm gonna use Mage Hand to start picking fruit.
Oh damn.
Oh, okay.
That's way cooler.
I'm gonna attempt to fly up. the
We're
tree,
all in
but
a
I
race
just
now to
can't.
see who can get the most.
All right, everyone, athletics check.
Except the
Can
person with
Peter just
magic.
try to cut the tree down?
I rolled a 7. I fell down. I fell out of the tree.
I rolled a 21.
Am I?
It's just a 0.
Meow
Okay.
watched me fall out of the tree and also fell out of the tree.
Billy runs straight at the tree, jumps, bounces off of it. Meow jumps straight up in the air, tries to fly, nothing happens. Osa's like halfway up the tree when Peter comes over and just smacks it with his axe once.
I'll just hop out of the tree as soon as he hits with an axe. No, sorry, I misunderstood the situation.
The goal was to get the fruit.
Get
That's
the fruit.
fair.
Yeah,
We need
gotta
it.
get all
Yeah,
the fruit.
quite
We're
a
gonna
few
get
of
all
the
the
fruits have shaken out of this tree after that axe hit and have landed on the ground.
Do I need to roll something to grab them out with Mage Hand?
No, you can just pick them.
Yeah, I'm gonna gather as many as I possibly can as well, because I'm gonna need these for the boat journey.
I
How
would like
long
to
do
look
these keep?
through them to see if I can find one that has like an obvious wormhole in it.
Yeah, give me a perception check. Ooh, so quiet as we wait for. Yeah, you find one with a worm.
Oh, I crack the fruit open immediately, pull out the worm, and I'm like, "Hey, Osa, I
Yeah.
got you the worm you wanted."
Oh, he's just gonna eat it. I'm just gonna eat it.
Okay, it's not great. It's
Nope.
got a little boozy hit to it because it's been living on that, and that's it.
But that's good luck, right?
That's what the elder says.
Do
I find the
level up?
fruits that Billy has been assumably been like downing and then leaving the fruit behind or the worm behind,
Mm-hmm.
feeding the worms to my octopus.
Just sucking
Very
it
good.
down.
Very
It
good.
probably smashed. now.
These are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A drunk little octopus on your
Like-
shoulder.
Slowly waving through colors.
Now the mainland, they don't have these.
Oh, these fruits? No. They make a thing called ale.
Well, yeah, we have that here too.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since when?
Damn it,
I don't-
Billy! You
What-
weren't supposed
why-
to tell him. That was the one
I get it.
rule.
I get it from Peter, you know.
Have you never been to the pub, mate?
I'm
We have a
kidding.
pub.
I'm kidding. It's a celebratory night. Let's forget about all this violence and don't tell anyone about it. Let's go party. And then
Wait,
he
shouldn't
walks
we
around the
tell-
corner and just runs away from you. And there's like a huge crowd of people who all seeing you return, all like look at you with like bated breath to see if you've graduated. And
I
Ignif
show
runs
them
up.
my stone.
Yep, and you do that, and Ignif goes, "They did it!" And everyone goes, "Woo!" And there's this just
Yay!
huge swell of applause. People start busting out drinks. It's later in the evening as we're getting down here, and people are so excited and partying and doing their thing.
God, I love this island. Everyone's always drunk. It's amazing.
And so everyone parties throughout the evening. Is there anything anyone would particularly like to do while they're partying?
I think we kind of discussed earlier. I think Osa rolls all of his teachers.
Oh yeah,
Like a
yeah.
box of pie.
Leaf is there and greets you and is like, "Hey man, I need some help."
Yeah. So I'm gonna spend like a couple hours since I'm gonna be gone for a while, just rolling for him.
So you're just sitting in the corner and he's like, "Yeah, whack, roll on, roll off."
What do I add to an herbalism kit roll?
I would say you don't need to roll for this. You're so practiced
Okay.
at it this point, and you're doing so many of them, and you're taking so much time that you're fine. You're perfectly
Everybody else is partying, and I'm just sitting
Yeah.
at the corner.
just bobbing your head to the music and just. He's like, "Now this is meditation, man. This is how you meditate. Is you just do this. Give me one of those. Give me
Yep.
one.
I don't like
Wonderful.
flip it into his mouth like a coin.
Yeah, man." And so you do that. Your parents come by and see that you're doing this, and Leaf looks over at him and says, "Hey, he's meditating."
Finding my center.
Yeah, he's good though. You want to talk to him?
You're asking me.
Yeah.
I didn't know you don't really look at anybody when you talk, man. It's really weird.
I'm looking at the universe.
Absolutely. One day I'll be able to do the same.
Got this mask
I'll-
on.
See what my parents are up to.
Yeah,
Can we do a vibe check roll?
Yeah, sure. Let's do a vibe check. What is that? Like a wisdom? Is that like a wisdom save or what?
It's probably wisdom or charisma.
Okay, I'll roll a vibe check. I got a 13.
Everyone's having good vibes. Good vibes over 10.
Oh wow.
So Peter's not having a great time at this party.
Peter is
For the last couple of
dancing
rolls.
badly, singing badly, and
Okay, Peter's having a great
everybody.
time, and
Yeah.
everybody's like, everybody just keeps walking away from you, and don't understand why. I will also say, Osa, your mom and your dad come up to you and say, now, son, before you leave, we have a gift for you, and this is not one of your father's tricks. And
I don't like when you say that.
And the dad looks up and says, "Hey, no, don't talk about that. It's a secret."
Awesome. What do you got?
This is a true family heirloom. We haven't talked about it much, but it's very precious to us, and it's supposed to keep you safe, keep you and your friends safe. If you're ever in need, there's an incantation written on the coin, and you are supposed to press it against someone who needs it, who is in great need, and say the incantation.
Okay.
But keep it with you. We've put it on a little cord here if you want to wear it around your neck.
And it's a coin?
It's a coin, but don't spend it.
Okay, but don't spend it. Awesome. Cool.
There's a bunch of just like intricate designs on it, but you can see there's like some weird incantation in common written around the edges.
Cool. I'll put it on and give my parents both hugs and say, I'll see you in the morning before I leave.
No, you're leaving in like 20 minutes.
We're leaving in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Oh.
The boat's here.
Okay, cool. I guess I'll see you when I see you.
Tolered's right there. See that dwarf doing a keg stand?
Wait. So
That's the ferry captain.
Awesome.
So the whole town is holding a party in our honor and then kicking us out so we can't enjoy it?
Yes.
You get to enjoy it for like an hour, and then you have to leave. And then they're gonna keep partying.
Carving like break in case of emergency or open in case of emergency on a box for Leaf's joints.
What's Meow doing during this party?
Meow is playing music.
Oh, very good.
He has a new song he wants to play for everyone.
Go ahead.
It's an original. No one else has ever done it. And he just blows into his bird pipe, and it makes the worst sound you've ever heard in your life. There is no rhythm, there is no beat, but he is having a good time playing it.
Just Leaf walks by and is like, "Yeah, man, vibes, let's do it."
I was just gonna
Peter
walk up
is
to Leaf.
100% vibing out to this. He
Awesome.
finally found his vibe, and it's this.
Hell yeah. I was just gonna walk up to Leaf one last time and be like, "Now remember, this is all you have until I come back. This is it. You're gonna have to do this on your own."
I can do it. I knew how to do it before you joined the monastery. Yeah, I made Brother Rildus do it. Now he died, but I'm sure I can find a different Brother Rildus.
You do your best.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow, and then he just goes to sleep.
Osa did already tell everybody that. He's like, don't do it for him. He needs to. If he's gonna have this fight, he needs to really take care of himself.
Hi, Raiders, welcome. Yeah, the whole monastery knows that they're not, and they're very happy with this because they.
I was like, I've enabled him for far too long. He's a great teacher. He really did teach me a lot of great things, but now it's like we gotta cut him off. He's gotta take care of himself.
Now at this point, you hear like the little like tink 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 coming over the bonfire that's here, and the council elder is standing on a chair and says, "Attention, attention, everyone! 3 cheers for our new graduates! Hip hip! Woo!
Hooray!
Ooh.
Hip hip!
Ooh.
Woo! Hip hip! Woo! All right, Tolered, go ahead, take them to the boat. We'll see you
Billy's not here right
in a while. Where'd Billy go?
Billy's off looking for that fire genasi.
That's a good call.
Oh,
I still don't believe the fire genasi exists.
I'll say, Billy, here at the party, you actually you've seen the fire genasi. You have been spending some time here at the party hiding
From the fire
genasi, who you can see like standing on the edges of the party, like scanning with predator eyes.
Yeah, like I'll be like I'm walking up to like random people in the group. I'm like, Osa, don't look. Do you see the guy over my shoulder, the fire genasi?
I'm gonna look directly at him. Yeah.
That's the guy. He broke into the thing.
What did he take?
I don't know. He took some files and he knew I was there.
Were you hiding well?
Yes, I
'Cause
always
I've
hide
seen you
well.
hiding before, and like, it's not impossible.
No, this was an amazing spot. I swear.
What do you want me to do?
Nothing, but like he's there. Like he's watching me. I don't like that.
You turn and look, and he's not standing where he was standing a minute ago.
Crap.
Do I
gotta
overhear
go.
them arguing about this?
I'm like, I gotta go, and I just like duck into an alley.
There's not. You're on like a beach, man.
Okay.
Some random passerby is like, "Hey, it's Billy! Yeah, Billy!" and goes to pick you up and like put you on his shoulder.
Like no.
Do I overhear like the arguing? Like
Sure. Yeah, are you over there?
well, yeah. So I would say like because I'm kind of towards the back, and I assume Osa is also not in the middle of the party. So I'll go just walk over and introduce myself to the Fire Genasi.
Yeah, and he just sort of looks down at you and says, "What?"
I say, hello, my name is Hellyth Debray, and yours is?
None of your business.
I glare at him.
Can I try and read their lips from where I'm standing?
Sure.
While you're staring directly at him, when I'm like, play it cool.
Do I roll like perception or can I
Just
do it?
squinting. Yeah, perception.
Okay. 18?
Yeah, you can tell what they're saying.
I'll like look down at Billy while looking at me like, he just shut Hellyth the fuck down.
Yeah, no, he's scary. He's very scary.
He's kind of mean.
Yeah.
Huh.
I think Peter would have only heard that last part about how he's scary and he's mean, and would walk up and be like, "Hey, Billy, is that chip over there bothering you?"
No. It's we just let's get off the island. I don't like him.
Was he trying to step off to?
But you're running away.
I'm not running away. This is a tactical retreat.
If he's bullying you, I can go take care of it.
No. It's fine.
All right.
We should just go to the boat quickly.
He's still scanning and has not noticed you. But Tolerad is now like trying to motion, and he's like this very drunk dwarf with this giant straw hat, and it's like bright, like you know those like neon red hot dogs. That is the skin color of this dwarf. Just
I'm sorry, what? What do you mean neon red hot dog?
You haven't seen
completely
those?
sunburned.
I'll post a picture of the Discord.
This is the most sunburnt dwarf you have ever seen. I will say most of the time you guys have not seen dwarves. Dwarves are pretty rare here because dwarves are known to primarily live underground, but dwarves are known as great boat captains because although you have not probably seen them yourselves, most of you, but from what you understand, the dwarves have built a variety of tunnels that are like underground canals that they use to get around. And so a lot of cities will have like sort of a subway system, but with dwarven canals and dwarven boatmasters. But this dwarf has decided that he would prefer to live on the surface and be a ferry master, and thus has sunburned tremendously. But it's nighttime now. The sun has gone down, and he's beckoning you all to the boat.
Right. You go get Hellyth, Osa, and don't engage. Don't engage the just play it cool. I gotta go. I go run into the forest and like cut around and meet up at the ferry.
I'll walk over to Hellyth and be like, hey, Billy wants to go.
Billy, you know where Billy is?
Yeah, like fucking everybody knows where Billy is, man. This party is like partially for Billy.
I need you to take me to Billy.
I'm not gonna do that.
He like moves his coat back, and there is very clearly a flintlock pistol.
That's neat.
There.
I'm not gonna do that.
I need you to take me to Billy.
Nah. Goodbye, and I'm just gonna turn and walk away.
He just follows you. He just
I'm gonna go talk to my parents for a while. If he's gonna follow me around, I'm not just gonna walk to where he wants to go.
I'll explain to him that Billy is heading upland.
At this point, Ignif is like running from person to person, being like, "Yes, come with me," and like feels like you're coming with him, and then turns around and you're not there anymore as you guys like run all over this party.
Yeah, whatever. There's like five of us.
Trying to convince him to like go the other direction as we
I think
leave.
Peter is just gonna like seeing that he's now harassing his other friends. Peter's kind of done with this and is just gonna walk up to him and be like, Hey, mate. Seems to me no one wants to talk to you. I think you better just move along, eh?
Do you know Billy?
None of your business if I do. Never seen you before. And doesn't seem like anybody wants to talk to you. Seems to me that you're not wanted.
Just then, all the torches at the party go out.
I really want this guy to shoot me so I can catch a bullet with deflections.
Everything goes dark. There's this moment where you hear some
wait.
gasps. No, like if you have dark vision or whatever, you can see still a little bit, but like it's not magical darkness. It's just all the torches simultaneously go out, and there's some gasps, and as people look around, as you know, nighttime has kind of fallen, and then a single, like the bonfire flares back up with this like bright blue and green and red magical flare comes up. And Osa, you had been talking to your parents. Your dad is no longer there.
Yep, of course.
And there's a big pole in the middle of the bonfire now, and standing atop the pole is a small halfling wearing this very ornate jester's mask. Who reaches his arms out to the side and says, "Hello, everyone!"
Osa squints really hard and goes, "Oh, it's Uncle Jethro."
The guild has prepared something nice for you all.
Does the Fire Genasi turn to look?
Yeah, everybody has turned to look at this point.
I'm booking it to the boat. I'm gone.
And he says, "How about some pie?" And there's like a flash of smoke, and the halfling disappears, and there's just like a beat that's like slightly too long, as everyone just sort of waits to see what the hell that means. And then you hear this just plop, 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 and then like looking out over back toward the mainland, there are pies falling from the sky, heading toward you. A like rainstorm of pies is approaching.
Seems like a terrible
And
waste.
people start like getting nervous and then like people in the outskirts start getting hit, and there's like screams of terror and delight and confusion as just suddenly it is raining pies, and you see
seen this movie
the
before.
Fire Genasi gets just hit directly in the face with one and is just trying to wipe it away, and like now like multiples are raining down, and then Billy right next to you pops up, Osa's dad, and says, "Hello, Billy."
Ah,
Yes.
hi.
You know
Hey.
us. We love a bit of mischief.
This
Yes.
is good.
Birds
We
of
need
a
to get
feather.
everybody away from that guy.
No,
That guy's
yes.
scary.
He's just looking for you. So we're going to keep throwing pies at him. You get on the boat.
Sounds great.
We've already got Tolerette on there. Don't worry. The first mate's going to pilot.
Perfect.
Have a good adventure. Don't die.
I
Oh,
haven't yet.
Did Peter and Hellyth also start moving towards the boat, or are they like?
Yeah, I would have
watching the
followed.
pies?
I would have followed Osa at that point.
Yeah, when I saw everybody else going, I'd go.
Right. I was gonna say because we could use our message rock to be like, get to the
I've al-
fucking boat.
I've already used my message rock saying hi guys
Hey,
immediately.
what's up?
I used my message rock to play my song again.
Can I set it as my rock ringtone?
So everybody moves to the boat. People are just in a full panic and chaos, but you can still hear like some other person has started trying to replicate the music that was playing, and it's equally bad. And people are climbing on board the boat, and the ferry takes off into the evening across the waters toward Port Starboard. And looking back out over, you can see, Billy, you see the Fire Genasi has made his way to the shore and is peering out toward the boat.
Yeah, I'm just peeking over it. I'm like,
I think
Not waving.
Wave
Not
it at
waving.
him.
I'm not waving, but I'm just like peeking. I'm like, that's bad.
And so, yeah, he just turns and heads back to the island. But your journey goes well. Everybody finds, you find a bunk. This is a few days' journey from the Skipping Stones up to Port Starboard, and so you find ways to occupy yourself on the boat. You hang out with the crew. You meditate a little bit. You do meet Captain Tolored, who greets all of you and seems to be a pretty friendly sort.
I give him a slap on the back and say, "Thank you, Captain."
He says, "Nope, don't." well, my boy. Now, all right. So he gathers all of you up and says, "Well, I'm just a common ferryman. I'm just a common fairy dwarfman. But it's been a pleasure having all of you. I love ferrying the youngsters back and forth. Now,
I have a question for you. How many of the youngsters you ferried out here for this mission?
Oh.
How many have come back?
They usually come back on their own boats.
Ah, that makes sense.
Sorry.
Speaking of which, can I have your boat?
What? Now, son, this is my boat. I raised. I know. This was what it was supposed to be. I raised and I scrimped
Oh,
for this
did
boat.
my alcohol just kick in?
No. No, you
think you just
said
got over
a minute
10
ago. I
already.
mean, look, I'm very sensitive. My skin is very sensitive. And a moment ago, you slapped the accent right out of me. I have recovered,
That's amazing.
and I am feeling fine. Would anyone like a keg for the journey ahead?
Yes.
Oh, I'd love a cake.
Right. Did he say cake?
No,
No,
I'd
he's-
love a
he's-
cake.
He wants a keg. Yeah.
What's a keg?
I
Yeah,
don't.
a cake.
I don't have any cake. All I have.
No, a cake.
All I
Yeah,
have
with
is
your booze in
ale.
it.
I'll pick up
Yeah,
a keg and
no.
hand it
I
to
want a
Peter.
cake of booze. An ale.
Very
Like
good.
a cake of ale.
All right, let's all go down and we're gonna have some ale, and then y'all are gonna get off my boat.
But we're not there
Okay.
yet.
Now, we're very close. I can see it. It's off. It's right there. Now, has any of you been to Port Starboard before?
Meow
Yep.
raises a feather.
Can't say as I have.
Wonderful.
I assume that I have.
Wonderful, good. Now, if you haven't been in a little bit, there was a change of government recently. They do have elections on occasion, and they elect, as a port city, they have an admiral-elect. Now, I have not met the new admiral-elect, but I have heard good things, and apparently he likes to meet people on the docks.
Oh, it sounds lovely. I like a man that takes care of his citizens.
I roll my eyes at the name Admiral.
He's a bird.
Like a
Okay.
like a meow kind of bird.
Crow?
No,
Or
no,
like,
no, not like
yeah.
that way. He doesn't have arms.
Like fully a seagull.
He's
Or like, what are we
he's
talking
one of
here?
them Aarakocras.
Okay. Does he have glasses and a little jacket?
I don't know about that, but I do know that he calls himself Admiral Rutherford.
Mm.
Incredible.
What were those noises?
That name seems pretty on the spot.
Look, I don't know him very well, but his name is Admiral Rutherford. He runs Port Starboard, and from what people seem to like him. So what I would suggest is be gracious, be nice to him, and then find yourself some work. You've gotten some supplies that they've provided for you. Everyone has those. You've got your map, and then you're off kind of just to explore the world. What are you gonna do?
My dad gave me a bunch of flyers for his tea house, so I'm gonna go put up around town.
Oh,
Okay.
you be careful. Sometimes they don't like soliciting.
That's okay. I also need to go buy a bunch of new different drugs that my teacher hasn't tried.
Now you're gonna
Yeah,
be gone for a couple years. You could maybe buy drugs on your way back.
Well, I have to
No,
try him for him.
Oh, be careful with that.
Is what
Billy-
it is.
Billy
There's some
opens up his wallet.
druids. Now I've met a druid that lives up in the forest.
Can you
And
mark it on this map?
no, because I was underground. You see, I was in the roots of the thing. And that's a whole different map, which I do not have with me or in my memory any longer.
Okay.
But you could go talk to a druid about getting some drugs. And now I would also, as you guys are have gotten closer and closer, the water is like fully black at this point. Like looking
I
out.
would like to investigate that. Like, they told us about it back there, said it's coming from here. Now, like, fish people is coming up out the water and attacking others. I'm thinking we should really look into the blackness and the pollution, what's coming from the mainland, and pissing off the sea folk.
Now you were attacked by fish people.
Yeah, that's what I said. They also had a pet shark.
I don't like them Sahagin. They get all up in the boat. They get up all in the wood and they put those spears in it. It's not good for business.
Yeah, that's why we're gonna go deal. I would like to deal with the pollution, so we don't have to kill them.
From what I understand, it's going down through the lake.
Huh. That's
Now,
pretty far
now
inland,
Peter,
right?
the thing that I'm looking at that's inky and black right now is the inside of my wallet. I have no money. I'm out. How much money do you have?
How much money do I have? I've got money. I'm sure I've got some money.
I've got money.
I've
Are
got,
you
I've got
sure?
a few coins.
Are you sure?
Yeah. No, I'm
Are you
looking at it
sure?
right now. I just don't want to get it out in front of you.
Can I see it?
No, I don't think that's how. See, usually, now I don't mean to be that way, but you seem to do a lot of sneaking, and usually
No.
when someone does a lot of sneaking and breaking and entering and other
I
shifty
would
things,
never
and they
steal
ask you to
from
see
you.
your wallet, when you get your wallet out, you don't got a wallet no more.
Tolerette
So
has backed up to
I'm
his
gonna
captain's
keep
quarters
my wallet.
and just tossed his coin purse in and locked the door and is standing in front of the door.
My point is we need some money.
No,
We-
your
we
point
need
is
some
that
money.
you need money.
Yeah,
You
it
said
sounds like
you don't have
Now-
money. I have money.
Now look, I can help y'all with that. From what I understand, there are two different people that are recruiting for odd jobs around town and that sort of thing. There's an adventurers guild that was started by this lovely young lady who is very strong and very intimidating looking, who's giving out jobs. And then there is also the town guard. Now, the town guard got a little decimated in the last election.
Wait. Sorry.
I'm sorry. what?
God or guard?
God! There's a guard.
There's a god in this town?
The
God?
soldiers.
There are guards. Like at the gates?
Oh,
Like,
Have you
oh.
ever dealt with
I get it.
dwarves before?
Now they've
Yeah, they're
got...
big statues of gods.
Now they've got a shrine. If you're a religious type and you want to go get your worship on, you can do that.
I would like to back this conversation up. It's getting to me. Your accent is getting to me. Anyway, I'd like to back this conversation up a wee bit. You said that the local gods had gotten decimated in the last election. You also told us earlier on the boat trip that the elections were held by the people. So what sort of election is held by killing the gods?
Oh, no.
That seems like do you cast your vote by how many guards you kill?
Yeah, you
Is
gotta
that-
stack
is that
them.
just how it works? Okay.
Well, so and were they reduced by a 10th or?
That's a good question. Actually.
Look, I understand. That's a ton of phrase, but it's a fun word to say. But I don't know if specifically they were reduced by a 10th. Now, I will say that from what I understand, it's more that they just quit. That people are loyal to the old people. But
so there wasn't
people haven't
like
heard from a lot of the old gods. Now there are new gods, and there are some that still stuck around, who are there for life. But they're recruiting for more. They need a little bit of help doing some different stuff because there's some bandits. There's a road that the bandits get on. There's a lot of that kind of
No.
stuff.
No.
So they could
Bandits
really
on a
use some
road.
help with that. So I would suggest going to talk to either the god captain or the Adventurers Guild. Now, that's not the only thing you can do. You can go out and you can put up your own shingle. You could go busk with your little flute there. But that would be my recommendation. Or, you know, swim up this oily grossness and figure that out. But you might want some money and supplies first.
Thanks. Are we at the dock?
Yeah, you guys are started to pull in, and looking out onto the dock. This is a pretty busy port. It's a pretty large port. There's a lot of ships here coming from different places. You can see there is an orcish ship that's got these more like angular things. One unique feature of this world is that there is a metal called igushu that is particularly light. A lot of people call it ghost metal. It tends to be a sort of pure white. It's a lot lighter of a material, but it's still very strong. It tends to be inherently magical. And so you do see that in lots of places. People like to use it in jewelry at times. You can see it sort of layered throughout some of the more expensive looking ship hulls for protection and structural integrity and that kind of thing. And so there's lots of different designs, and this is a very, multicultural port here with lots of people doing trading and stuff. A lot of, barking and yelling and people unloading cargo and that sort of thing. But you do notice there's like one big trading warehouse, and there's a balcony on the second floor of it. And standing up there is a person who you presume to be Admiral Rutherford, who is a tall, elderly Aarakocra, who is wearing an eye patch, has one peg leg, one of those big red pirate coats, and is leaning on this very ornate cane that also looks like an Aarakocra, like a very skinny Aarakocra, and he has this wonderful mullet, this wonderful head of hair that comes down, and these sideburns that come down that are shaved into stars.
Oh, God.
On a bird.
On a bird.
On a bird.
Yes.
So he has feathers and hair?
Uh-huh.
Before the
I'm not
graduation
talking to
party.
this guy. This guy's an abomination.
Would I have
this
heard
is-
of him at any point?
Give
in my
me a
travels?
history check.
Yeah.
But before the party,
rolled
I
a
assume I
15.
changed back into like my old military uniform.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I would say that you've heard of him, but he's relatively recent. He's only been the mayor, the admiral-elect here for 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
Is
I
he
won't
coming
share
our
that.
way, or is he just hanging out?
He's just waving at the new arrivals and
Oh, okay.
sipping on some tea from up there, and like if you wanted to, you guys could get off and go talk to him. He's not that high up.
Oh, so
Oh,
he's
so
not
they don't
actually
talk
like
to him.
greeting us. He's just kind of there doing a little princess wave.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind
you
of.
made it sound like he was going to like individually interrogate each person as they made their way ashore.
Well, he'd be welcome to. He would love to do that if you go up to him, but you don't have to.
Oh no! If he doesn't like step in our way or anything, I'm just gonna walk past him.
No, he's old and slow.
Sure.
Yeah, I kind of put my hat down over my eyes and kind of walk by.
As you walk by, you just hear him going, "Hello, welcome."
Good day. How's it going?
Hey, it's
Hi.
great.
It's
What a-
wonderful.
It's a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day. We
How do
just
you
got
like
the-
my port so far?
Your port seems lovely.
You're
I love
not a
it.
pirate, are you?
What?
Because then we'd have to kill you.
If I was a pirate?
Yeah.
No. Why would a pirate show up on a ferry? It seems
I
very
grab Peter's
inefficient.
shoulder
Like-
strap for his axe and start pulling.
Yeah.
Good,
Wow.
good.
Okay,
No
okay.
pirates allowed, anyway.
No pirates. Just 5 adventurers here for some adventuring.
Great.
You
We
also
love
like tell him our
adventurers.
names,
Great.
and then I pull harder.
We gotta go. Okay. All right. Oh, my name's Peter.
Goodbye, Peter.
He's pulling as
Goodbye.
I drag.
Okay, so you are now in the port town of Starboard. This is a decently sized town. It's got the amenities you would come to expect from a decent town. It has a blacksmith. It's got item shops. It's got a lovely tavern. There is a building next to the tavern that has a kind of hastily drawn Adventurers Guild sign on it. And on the opposite side of the tavern, there is the town guard compound.
Wait,
What would you like to do?
inside the tavern?
No, they're outside the tavern. Separate buildings next to the tavern.
So it's like one building on one side and one building on the other side?
Yep, it's like along the street is all those things there, and then there's some various shops and markets and that kind of stuff. There's a residential district.
Do they
a lot
both
of
feature their own entrance into the tavern?
They're separate buildings.
Okay.
I should have brought this up earlier. I guess during the boat travel, you said it was a few days, right?
Yeah.
Osa's going to ask anybody in the party that can cast magic if they can cast Identify on this coin that he got.
Sure. So I'll
See if it
use a
works.
ritual to cast Identify on the coin.
My parents gave me this weird ass coin. I don't know if it's gonna make a weird fart noise and like one of us is gonna die because they told me to use it. Just better safe than sorry. You saw the kind of pranks my dad likes to play.
This is absolutely a magical coin. Going through this, and you can tell that there is a spell in it, but it's an old spell. This is a very old coin, and so your spell identifies that it's magical, and it does something if you say the words, but doing that will expend it, and it won't work anymore.
I guess I tell Osa that it's magical, but that his dad isn't the one that did whatever magic is in it.
Okay. Thanks. That was all. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
All
just
right.
wanted to-
Now that we've moved past the welcoming committee, let's please keep down low my previous career. Might
What
not.
did you used to do?
I wouldn't exactly call that a career.
I was just moving assets.
Oh.
Moving assets.
Did you happen to move him along the road?
No, mostly boats.
But you don't have a boat.
Did you-
Not anymore.
Did you own any of the assets that you moved?
Technically,
Define
I did.
ownership.
Fair enough.
So, yeah. Anyways, let's keep that on the down low here in Port Starbird. They don't take kindly to my type.
Goblins?
Yeah, that
It seems kind of racist. to me.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Right.
Wait,
Anyways,
is that why you are hiding from the Birdman? Does he bully you on
No.
account of you being shorter than he is?
no. Please don't mention me to the Birdman.
If he's bullying you, we could go bully him.
No. That's a bad idea. That's a terrible idea. No.
The five of you here. Oh, are you new in town?
Yes.
Yes!
Hi. Good day. How are you?
You turn and look, and there's a guy wearing like an apron and just like smoking a pipe, leaning up against the wall of the tavern.
Oh, what's he smoking? Can I ask?
Says, "Oh, it's just leaf.
What kind of leaf?
We get it from around here. It's nice.
Deep purple indica.
Would you like some?
Yes, please.
I
Can you
I
chew it?
Tell you what. You guys come in and buy a drink, maybe a meal. Do you need a place to stay?
Yes, that'd be nice.
We've got rooms.
Are
Oh,
you all cool with
lovely.
staying here?
Do you
It's
hear
the
the
only
offer.
the options are you come buy a room here, or you can go outside the walls and buy a spot in a stable.
Oh, it's
You
sort of
don't
a
have,
one
like, a
in town
roadhouse?
then.
You got a bit of monopoly here, huh?
Ooh, it's pretty nice. It's nice though. We keep it good. I'm the cook. I'm on break.
What's your name?
My name is Lan.
Oh, nice to
Lamb.
meet you,
And you're a
Lan.
cook.
Lan with an N.
Lan. Okay.
Plan?
I don't know how to make that.
I'll say, my name's
Or-
Osa, thanks, and I'll give him a handshake.
Oh, nice to
I'll
meet you.
walk
Yeah,
inside.
tell you what, you guys, and I'll throw some in. Here you go, and he just gives you like a little pouch of it.
Cool. Do I recognize it?
Okay.
It's just like a tobacco kind of offshoot.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll put it in my bag.
All right, you have like a single serving of tobacco.
One serving. Sprinkle it on my eggs in the morning.
Don't do that. Don't smoke, kids.
So,
He's
Lan,
not going to. He's gonna eat it.
I'm gonna eat
Don't
it.
chew either.
we are new in town, and we are looking for work.
Well,
Is
you're
there
in,
any,
you're in the right place. You got over there, we got the guards, and then over there we got the Adventurers Guild.
So the
I-
Adventurers Guild.
That one sounds lovely.
Yeah, I'm leaning more the Adventurers Guild. I'm not so much one for guard duty.
Well, yeah, the guard. It's not so much duty. They need some. What do they call it? Some people to like kind of range about. There's some. There's been some bandits and that sort of thing around. There's been
I have
every once in a
experience
while.
with bandits.
Ah,
Working
they
in
want to
alleys,
go
that
harass
sounds
the
like right up
people.
your alley,
I
Valley.
understand.
I mean,
No,
they
no.
want to stop them.
They're harassing the people that are harassing the people.
I don't understand.
I don't know the whole thing, but there's a lot of that. So you can talk to one of them. Tell them Lance sent you.
Do you get like a kickback if we mention?
No. They just like to come in and chat with me, and then they tip good.
you?
So you don't have like
So it's kind of a
link
kickback,
with
I
your name
guess.
on it. We have to give them to show them that like we used your link, and they know that by using your link that they can. This joke died.
Is he okay?
Don't worry, he's very drunk.
What's wrong with your friend?
We've been drinking
Are
with
we-
the dwarf for several days. So.
Oh, drinking with a dwarf—that's dangerous business.
What kind of food do you
Wow,
have
they
here?
really are racist.
Well, what do you want? It's a port
I-
town. We can kind of get you anything.
I've never been to a port town before. I don't know what you have.
Oh, you're in for it. I'm gonna make you. I got this. I got this great thing.
Okay.
We call it a grilled cheese.
Oh.
Whoa.
I'm gonna eat this and be like, holy fuck, Leaf would love this.
Wait,
This is
how
what
does-
Leaf makes all the time.
How does that work? Because like if you get cheese hot, it melts.
Tell you
How
what.
do you grill
Tell you
it?
what.
Put cheese on a grill, it melts
I don't
through
understand.
the grill.
Tell you what.
Well, that's why you make
One
it
silver
hot
piece
first.
each. One silver piece each. You get the sandwich, a beer, and soup.
Tell you what, I'll tell you a
What flavor is
story,
the soup?
and you give me the food.
It's turnip soup.
I'm going to offer him some of Leaf's leaf in return for food. The last of it that I have.
He'll kind of look at it and go, "Well, what's this then?
It's Leaf.
What kind?
It's Leaf's leaf.
Who's
I'll
what?"
From the skipping stones.
It's
I'll
Oh!
just face palm and then
Good.
like slide 5 silver across the counter.
Yeah, but how much is a room though? Like,
A room for? Do you want one
Yeah.
room, or do you each want your own room?
well, it depends on how
I'm-
much they cost, though, didn't it?
That's a pretty fair point.
It's fair. That's fair. Hold on.
Is there a monastery in town?
I thought you worked here. You don't know how much the room.
I mean, he's the cook.
He's
He's
the
the
cook.
cook.
Look,
He doesn't
I'm
know.
the cook.
Look, he doesn't know the price of the rooms.
It's also a silver piece.
Or,
Is there a monastery
one
in town?
silver per room and 1 silver per meal with a beer, complimentary beer.
Two complimentary beers, I believe.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You get look. 2 silver gets you a room, and a meal, and a drink.
Okay. Which is beer.
Uh huh.
Okay.
If you want more beer, it's additional money.
Now, do you
Right.
have any rum?
That's separate. That's a separate charge.
Why?
I
That's
don't
good
look.
reading. You said a
I just
drink.
work here.
You did say a drink. Now, what size is this drink?
It's a mug.
A pint.
Yeah,
And he just pulls out. He says, "It's this mug."
A pint.
Yeah, is that what this is?
Yes.
All right.
I love the idea that Billy can look at any receptacle for liquid and know exactly how large it is just by looking at it.
It's called perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a gallon. Like,
Wow, that is impressive.
do you not use units of measurements where on the skipping
Wait. Do me.
Or
How
here.
how much can I fit in here?
You can fit
Do you
a
mean-
half quart.
Wait,
That
is
seems
with
like a
or
lot.
without his blood? Is that if you take
That's a
out
cup.
the blood,
That's a
or
cup.
is the blood the liquid inside him?
No, I'm not. We're not doing with that. I'm talking
Those
about what
only
he can
count if
fit
they're
in his
open
mouth.
containers.
He can fit about a half a
okay.
quart in his mouth at a time.
Yeah, it's got to be an open container.
That feels like it's a very particular skill.
He's
for a
just
different
walking back into the kitchen.
It's perfect picture.
Lad, come back. What are you doing?
I'm making sandwiches.
All right, fair.
Oh, so like it's 2 pieces of cheese then, with like something in the center.
You'll see.
Okay.
It's a secret
I'm like sitting
recipe.
at a sandwich. I'm sitting at one of the tables already.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
empty right now. It's like midday at this
Mhm.
point, and there's people are out working and not here in the tavern.
They said
Yeah,
there was a
we
temple in
should be.
town?
There is a temple in town.
To whom?
You don't know yet.
I'm gonna go check out the temple. Peter, you could have my beer.
Oh, okay. Are we allowed to take it with us?
What? No, don't drink in the streets. They don't like that.
But
That guy's drinking in the streets.
Points to Billy.
Have my flask.
You guys are inside.
All right.
I pay for a room and a meal.
Okay.
Billy's going to schmooze up whoever is tending the bar. And
It's just the cook right now. He's the
It's
only
the
person
cook,
working
alright.
right now.
yeah, so I'm like, so this is a fine establishment. Can you walk me through the history a little bit?
He's like talking to you through a little slit like back there, like you can see into the kitchen. And you just hear sizzling and he goes, "What?"
Yeah. While I'm doing this, I'm just looking around for like where they keep the cash, like on the bar, like counter.
There, you don't see anything on the bar counter. But you did see when he took the silver, he put it in a coin purse on his belt.
Okay. How do you feel about IOUs?
Well, as you're saying, you would like to do some dishes.
I'm more.
You would like to
skilled in other
sweep some
things.
rooms.
I would like to pay you tomorrow, sir.
For a hamburger today.
How will you? You are welcome to pay me tomorrow, and then tomorrow I will give you a sandwich.
Oh, I already paid for the sandwiches for everyone.
Yeah, he already. Hellyth already slid 5 silver over to him for the meals.
Right, taking a silver back.
All right.
I just thought you were trying to get more alcohol out of him.
No, I literally have no money. I am completely out.
Osa will give Billy a single gold piece and say,
And I'm just thank you.
he's going to make sure that Billy does not see where he pulled it from.
Billy tucks it into a different pocket and then continues to look at his empty wallet
then-
sadly.
Very
And-
seriously, Osa's going to like kneel down and look Billy in the eyes and say, if you try to take this coin around my neck ever, we're just like done. I'll
Look,
break your little hand, wrist, like it's nothing.
No, Osa.
Yeah.
I was just gonna borrow. I was just gonna borrow.
Okay. Yeah. So you're gonna pay me back this gold piece?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Roll
Cool.
a deception check.
It's not a deception if I mean it. It's
Do you-
well
do
intended.
you mean it?
21.
Damn.
21.
Give me, Osa, if you'd like to
Nope, I
insight.
crit failed.
He seems incredibly trustworthy now.
I didn't expect you to give it back to me anyway, so I really don't care. Like, okay, wow. Sorry. Osa, genuinely surprised, like, holy shit, you're gonna pay me back? Cool.
Absolutely. Once we have made some money and I've
absolutely.
settled my debts, I will pay you back.
Next time we get a large surplus of gold, I get 1 gold of your share.
Yeah. We'll
All right,
see
so
about that. All right.
sandwiches come out. You get some soup and some ale. You're well fed. Is there any particular?
Oh, that's what a grilled cheese is.
Bread.
It's in the bread, and that's how it doesn't go in the grill.
It's good,
Why
right?
did you just say that?
It's good. That's what it's called.
What's
But
that
you're not
called?
grilling the
I
cheese. You're
I
grilling
put the
bread.
cheese on the grill first, and then I
Grilled cheese bread?
put it on the bread.
Oh,
Grilled
All right.
bread with cheese.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Grilled bread with
No,
cheese.
no, no. You
Does-
grill the cheese like in a pot first.
Does he need seed or anything, or is just bread good?
That is
Oh no,
really
he eats
rude.
like normal folk.
Okay, I
Actually,
haven't met one of
wow.
you before.
Is the Admiral?
He's a person.
First
That's
about
rude.
goblin.
Oh, the
then about
admiral
dwarves.
comes in for dinner most nights.
Oh God, we need to leave.
Yeah, we need to
Do
get
you,
the fuck.
do you only give the
What?
admiral
Wait, no. What's
birthday?
wrong with the admiral?
That guy's
Nothing.
weird.
He seems
I
fine.
voted for him.
Well,
Why?
that's
Why?
okay.
Like
I
what?
had a que-
What happened with that election? I heard there was some nasty business with it.
What? What? No. The last person went missing, and so then they did an election.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Okay.
So
Who was the
now-
last Admiral?
Now, Lan, I want you to put 2 and 2 together.
Hmm.
When there's 2 political opponents, right? Are you following?
Yeah.
And one goes missing.
Hmm.
Who probably is the culprit? Maybe the opponent?
You know who you need to talk to?
Not the admiral.
The Adventurers Guild.
Oh God.
I've heard.
ridiculous will all the cards win.
Now
heard that,
I've heard some mutterance. Now they told me not to talk to people, but y'all seem like trustworthy folk.
Most of
Yes.
us.
Absolutely.
I raise my hand at this moment. Admiral eats seed?
He. I don't know.
He said that he comes here for dinner most nights.
No,
You're the cook.
he does.
And you saw a friend who was a bird.
I
and
give
you
him-
automatically assumed that birds eat seeds.
I give him corn. Does that count?
Oh yeah, I guess so.
I mean, corn
Fair enough.
is a grain, so yeah. Does he only eat corn?
No. He makes me put it in his grilled cheese.
Grilled
Oh.
cheese?
Like a whole cob of corn.
Cornbread.
In
No.
the grilled
I
cheese.
take the corn off the cob.
Then
Why
what's the
would
point
you
of the
do that?
corn?
yeah.
It goes on the. You eat it on the. Look. I don't know.
Grilled corn?
Do you only cook grilled cheese here? Is that the only?
This is when we realized that
This
Peter
week-
doesn't know how a sandwich works.
This is how what we're doing this week. Now I've heard some mutterings that they want to do another election or something. So if you don't like the admiral, I think he's been great, but I'm not really into politics, as they say.
Yes.
So if you you should talk to them. They're way more into that sort of thing. I just make food.
Exclusively sandwiches.
No. Last week we no. I
Corn.
mean, you're eating a
Corn.
soup right now.
Hamburgers.
The soup was
Oh
from last
yeah,
week.
I forgot about that. I got so
And also
captivated by
tacos.
this
It
amazing grilled
keeps-
cheese sandwich.
He also makes tacos.
What
Could
is
argue
what is
is
a
better
taco?
sandwich.
Oh, I know what a taco is. A taco is like bread that you did put the yeast in, so it's flat, right? And then instead of putting it between
That-
two pieces like a sandwich, you
That
just
sounds
roll it up.
gross.
No,
That sounds
well,
like you did it wrong.
But have you tried it?
Look, I'm the cook here.
Is Peter gonna go back to the kitchen?
I'm gonna
and start
go back
whipping
to
up
the
tacos?
kitchen. I have to go clean up. I got stuff to do. The owner's gonna be back at some point,
Wait.
so I can't be seen fraternizing.
I need to make sure I understand. Peter doesn't understand the concept of taking corn off the cob, but he knows what a tortilla is. Like how to
Yeah.
make it.
Of course, like
Mashes an
That was
entire
easy.
corn on the cob into.
Maybe he
Well,
just
you
needs
see,
flour
corn
tortillas.
You put the cob in it, and that gives it
Like-
structure.
no. The beautiful thing about corn is you don't need anything to eat it because it's already on something.
Mhm.
You just have it in your hand and you eat the corn.
How do you make
If you take it
tortillas?
off, you're taking efficient food and making it less efficient. What? Why? Why would you do this thing?
Peter only eats flour tortillas.
Yeah, like I said, bread without yeast.
You got me. Where are we going? What's the plan?
I think overall, like, let's have a quick democratic vote.
Can we get a burritos?
Wait, doesn't that mean one of us dies? Like, in the
No.
parlance of the town, whenever there's a vote, someone dies.
Okay, well, we're just gonna vote
Just
without
the loser.
killing.
Okay.
Who wants to go to the Adventurers Guild?
I vote we go to the Adventurers Guild,
Yeah,
and
sure.
I'm not the one that goes missing.
All
I
right.
agree that Peter should not be the one who goes missing.
All right. I vote Lan goes missing personally, but
Oh, does
Well-
Lane get a vote then?
yeah, we'll give him a
I-
vote.
Hey, Lane, should we go to the Adventurers Guild or should we go to the cops? We're taking a vote on whether we should go to the cops or whether we should go to the Adventurers Guild.
You know, when you put it that way.
I'm not going to the cops with anything. I'm not a snitch.
Yeah.
The cops.
If,
I'm not going to the cops.
if Osa learned anything from Leaf, it was never go to the cops. As soon as he heard Town Guard, he was like, "Oh well, those guys are never going to see me." But
Right. I think that's a pretty good vote. No matter what Lan votes, it doesn't matter. We should go hit up the Adventurers Guild. I think.
Mhm.
See if we can get a little work, and I can fill my purse again.
All right, so everybody finishes up their food, and then you guys head next door over to the Adventurers Guild. The Adventurers Guild's a newer building, but it also looks a little cheaper. Like it clearly was not. It's not like an old, nice construction. It was kind of thrown up as a temporary thing. The Adventurers Guild, as far as you can tell, is kind of a newer thing going on here, but it's pretty busy. There's people coming in and out. There, people with swords strapped to them, people who look like they can handle themselves are coming in and out and grabbing flyers off of tables. And there is a sign that says "New People," and it points toward the back, and you can see there's a woman sitting in the back wearing this very ornate looking armor. It's like half plate that is. It's like black, but it's got like seams of Agushu running through it, and these really intricate patterns. So it looks really fancy. And there is like a flail and a shield on the ground next to her. And she's like talking to people at the table and writing stuff down, and has like this big book on the table next to her.
Did you say there's a table full of flyers?
There is a table full of flyers.
I'm going to put down half of my dad's flyers on the table.
Okay. It says take a flyer, leave a flyer.
Yep. So I'll take a big stack of flyers and I'll leave half a stack of my flyers.
Yeah, all the other flyers appear to be like things that are like, hey, there's a fight club here, or would you like come out to my farm and help me fight a cockatrice that keeps stealing my cows, and things like that.
And mine just says, come on down to Steve's.
Do you like tea?
You like tea?
Only
Yeah,
a several
treat-
day boat trip.
Man, this whole time, I thought you were passing out flyers for Leaf, not for your dad.
I've
So I
got,
thought you were just
I've
like
got different flyers for
passing
each
out
sort of
weed
people.
flyers.
He does also leave one flyer that just says drugs,
Got
question
weed?
mark, and no
Drugs?
contact information.
It says drugs question mark, and I leave my phone number for my message stone that I recently acquired.
Just 4 episodes later. Hey man, hey, you want to buy some drugs? What the fuck is
yes.
that?
That's all I want. Where are you?
Yes. Why did it take so long?
Then you realize, oh, they should have sent more information in the first message.
Fuck.
Gotta wait
Gotta
24
wait
hours.
till tomorrow.
Okay, so after you do that, people are like fine with it. There's also like a big trash can there where you can see a bunch of older flyers that are in there, and people are like taking and repurposing into new ones. So what would you guys like to do?
I mean, we're
yeah.
people and we're new, so I think we should go into the new people area, right? Like, that's what the sign says?
Seems
That's
fair.
what the sign says.
That's what it says.
So you kind of come up, and there's like a little spot where you're supposed to wait, and you all kind of come and stand there for a second. And the woman behind the desk in the armor is talking to someone, and she sees the five of you and looks at you for a moment, and then sort of ushers everybody else away and says, "New folks,
Yep.
Yeah. Hi.
Yes.
come
I'll
gather
play
round.
it.
Come gather round. Wonderful.
Yeah, we can do that.
It's wonderful to
Hello.
meet you. Welcome to town. Praise be to our admiral."
Ooh.
Sure, one of those things, yeah.
Praise be.
Oh, you don't like that?
Wait,
No, it's great.
Praise
I
be.
love worshiping political leaders.
Yeah.
Is,
Was this a
is
theocracy?
that sarcastic, or do you want to give me a deception check?
Oh, it is absolutely sarcastic.
Okay. She says, "Oh, okay, all right. No, see, some people come in and they're a little too into it. So we try and just roll with it. But you seem normal.
We're cool.
Wait,
Good.
So people worship the admiral.
Well,
But the
from like
admiral
a
was
hero
elected.
standpoint, kind of thing.
Oh, he's a hero. That makes a lot more sense. Who did he kill?
Well, okay. Now, look, I
Previous
now
ruler.
listen. You're new in town, right?
Yeah, that's why we're here. The new people are.
Peter,
you
just
should
take it
you
down
should,
a notch.
You should maybe be a little more quiet about the admiral.
I've been telling them this.
Be good. You're a smart goblin.
Yes,
The,
I am.
there's
It's weird that you say
well, look,
goblin
I
and not
don't.
person.
I don't. Now look, I don't know you very
Yeah.
well. We've just met.
Right.
My name is Timnal.
Oh, nice to meet you, Timnal.
Very good. And you are?
Oh, I'm Peter. G'day. Nice to meet you. Peter Honorscream.
Very good. Wonderful. And the rest of you?
Reach out my feather, say, "Meow."
Oh, that's interesting. I've met a few of you.
don't know who
I've
it
met a few of your people before. They're all wonderful. Pleasure. You don't see you outside of the forest very often.
I'll
Nah,
rejoin
nah.
if they, oh, sorry.
But it's great. It's great too. It's wonderful. And you, sir. Yeah.
My name's Osa, and I'll reach out my hand.
Great. And you've added some flyers. That's wonderful. We love that. Real sense of community.
Mm.
And then Mr. Goblin.
Billy Brews.
Wonderful. What do you brew?
Trouble.
Do you hear that? oh, I like that. That's good. You
Yeah,
should.
we'll go with that.
What's the name of your adventuring group? You could make that your
did I?
slogan. And you, miss.
I just say Hellyth.
Very good. Well, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. Welcome to Starboard. We do have quite a bit of work here, but it also sounds like we might have some other things for you as well. But before we talk about that, let's get on more of a professional relationship. I do have, you all look very capable. Have any of you ever fought a ghost?
Yes.
I've made a ghost.
That's a different thing, but
One time, Leaf gave me this weird drink, and I think I fought a ghost.
I've made a ghost.
That was a good one.
Now, well, here's the thing. There was recently. Now, our Adventurers Guild, as you can see, the building needs a little more upkeep, right? So what I can do here is I can enroll you by signing your names here, and I can give you a task, a quest, if you will, so to speak. In this particular quest, I know the location of there was some recent. I think some wizards cast some spells, and the ground shook a little bit, and a cave opened up that has some Igushu mines in it.
Oh.
Right? Seems very convenient.
And so there's some good chunks from what we understand, but also from what we understand, the miners were scared off because, as you may know, a lot of the ghost metal mines are haunted. So if you could go and get some of those chunks and bring them back, that would be really helpful for getting us supplies and doing the upkeep here. And so I'll give you the location here. You go and bring it back, and then we will give you a major cut of the profits.
Now, do you have any jobs that maybe involve not intangible enemies?
Well, there's also, you know, the pub next door.
Yes.
Everybody loves that
yeah.
pub.
Yeah,
Wants to
cheese
kill Lan?
place.
Great pub. No. Lan is a sweetheart. Everybody loves Lan. But there is occasionally a gang of ruffians that comes in. We think they're trying to impress some sort of crime family that is trying to reach out its roots here. They're not here yet. We're keeping them out. We're working with the guard to make sure they're not here. But
what crime family though?
oh, I don't know. I don't know their name. I don't worry about that too much. We just keep them out.
I was adopted into a crime family.
Oh, are you part of it now?
No, my dad always tried to like get me in, but I was never really into the kind of crimes that he committed. They were kind of dumb.
Oh, interesting. Well, there's a group of people led by a particularly vicious. I think he used to be a pirate named Gervig, who comes in.
When you say he used to be a pirate, does that just mean he lost his nose?
Don't worry about it, Peter.
Well, but
So if
No
that's another
pirates.
option.
Pirates are their own thing. Don't worry about it.
So if you wanted to help,
Now he's a
you know,
land pirate.
stake out the pub and help us take care of that problem.
Okay. So we can
Live
fight.
vote, we go to the ghosts.
You vote the ghosts when you just asked for a corporeal enemy.
Absolutely.
Well, they're incorporeal. They can't hurt you, right?
Wait,
Oh no, they can hurt you. They can definitely hurt you.
You need to believe harder that they can't, and then they can't.
do any
you
of
can
us
try
have
that,
any
but I
sort
wouldn't
of
recommend it.
implement that can harm a ghost?
I got a fist, and I make
Okay.
magic, and the magic hurts things.
Oh yeah, anybody you can hurt a ghost. It's harder than hurting a human.
Hmm.
Debatable.
I don't think it's debatable.
In my experience, at least, that's what I would. So those are the options. Do you have? If you want to choose one, let's go ahead. First of all, if you would just write your names here in our lovely member roster, and just opens the book and slides it towards you and hands you guys a quill.
I pick up the quill and I just draw a picture of a cat.
Excellent. And then if you could just write the name of your group, or you could just write, if you don't have one yet, just TBA.
TBI?
TBD.
Taba?
I'm gonna
Ah,
write.
TBA.
That makes a lot
Host is
more
gonna write his
sense.
name in the book, and then he's gonna write "Troubles of Brewing" above all our names.
Trouble brewing abounds.
TBA, trouble brewing about.
Why don't we name our group like something like the Skipping Stone Travel Agency?
Oh, we should name it Billy Brews Gang. So
No,
people know
no,
that we
yeah.
represent-
Yeah.
No.
The Billy Brewsters.
No.
Oh, that's
I
great.
don't-
That's what I'm writing. I'm writing the Billy Brewsters in the book.
That's not a good idea.
Yeah, it's great because we already have our own mascot because
Yeah.
your name is Billy.
Oh,
Your
so
name is
like-
Billy.
It's association.
I need rum. I need
Congrats,
rum.
Billy.
I need
I've
rum.
read about this. I had a guy explain marketing to me. What you need is brand recognition. This gives us that.
Maybe we can recognize something else, like the Skipping Stones.
Yeah, but everybody's from the skipping.
I
Stones.
signed my name
No,
under.
See, this makes us unique.
I signed just Hellyth under Billy Brews.
Okay, so everybody signs the book.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. Great. Very well. So you're going out to the mine.
Yes, absolutely.
Very
Oh,
good.
But
Yeah.
no,
Now be
wait,
careful.
We haven't held a democratic vote on this, and
No,
Land
we're
was
not.
real
We don't
light,
need to.
So I really think that we should help Land.
No,
I
he's
agree
fine.
with Peter. Actually, we should go fight the
Yeah.
pirates.
You can
We
do
like
both.
fight the ghosts.
You can do both. I'll give you both. That's
Also, the
if
Admiral
we're not
doesn't
on
like
land, they're
pirates.
not pirates. They're land pirates.
So they're bandits.
Oh, right.
They're more
so
of a
bandit.
syndicate. Yeah.
Wait, what was that, Billy?
Nothing. Let's
so
go
you know
do
them.
the thing. No.
All right. Well, look. So we had to sleep in that pub, and they keep showing up at the pub that we're sleeping at. And I don't want to sleep with bandits, so I think we should just go.
Mate, I have
toss 'em
bad news
out.
for you.
What's that, Billy?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. I'll
Said
tell you
had news
later.
for me. Oh, there are more bandits that I don't know about. Oh,
We'll talk later.
Actually, maybe we should kill the ghosts first. Because if we kill the
Yes.
bandits, then we make more ghosts that we'll just have to kill.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So
I
let's
see
go
where you're coming
deal
from.
with the ghosts.
Yeah, the bandits.
The bandit ghosts. Yes.
So, was that the
Band of
mines?
ghosts?
You want the mines?
I guess we're going to the mines first. We'll deal with the
Let's do
pirates when we
that,
come
yeah.
back.
Very good.
Bandits.
Now, I will tell you,
Sorry.
this is a, you're new here. You seem trustworthy. I've got your names. I
The
will
magic
say,
book.
the book is a little magic,
Hmm.
only to make sure I know your names.
Oh.
Not true names or anything crazy. It's simply to make sure that you don't take the lead I'm about to give you and then run off with the materials.
Mhm.
If you
we
do
get
that,
material.
we'll send bounty hunters. Yes, what we'd like you to do is clear out the ghosts and then bring back just as much as you can. With the ghosts tend to come back in those mines, but it would be great if we could just get. There's a lot of loose chunks, from what we understand. The miners did a lot of work and then had to leave when the ghosts showed up.
So there's just like mine carts full of ore down there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Peter, could you pick up a mine cart if you were magical enough?
Oh, I can do that without magic.
Oh, wow. That is impressive.
Yeah. the more you bring back, the more we'll pay you. And then if that goes well and we seem to be simpatico, maybe we can talk about the admiral.
I don't know what simpatico means.
Yeah, me
It means
neither.
we're gonna
It's a
kill the
weird
admiral.
word, and I'm not sure what it means.
If
you're
this
making
if
me-
this
we're
po-
gonna
if
kill
you
the
seem to be good adventurers guild members, if we kind of align, then
Yeah.
then it'll be good.
Oh,
Okay.
then we're already good because we're
Great.
good adventurers.
I think this is going to be a fine partnership.
I agree, and everybody's gonna know the name of the Billy Brewsters. It's gonna be great.
Wonderful.
Huzzah!
Now, if you could, do you have a map?
Oh yeah, we got a map right here. It's not very filled out, but we definitely got.
Very
a map.
good. Let me just. I'm just gonna mark here for you, and she takes the map and kind of marks a little dotted line path, and then where the mine is.
Is this map accurate? I'm asking her. Like, does she know if this map looks correct?
From what I've seen, this looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm no
Oh.
cartographer, but
Could you just fill in the bits that you know that aren't on the map then?
but there's look. There's a little dirt road here. That you'll see. There'll be minecart tracks. You can follow them, and then you should be able to see it. There's some equipment set up around it. It's pretty much just like a hole that opened up in the ground, kind of out in a field. It's a little marshy around here, so watch out for that. But otherwise, you should be able to find it pretty easily.
So if
Okay.
it's a hole that opened up in a marsh, then isn't the hole filling with water?
No,
Wait, there was a mosh pit?
no. They've
No, I said a
drained.
marsh.
The water leaks in. It's not all marshy. You're new here, I understand, but it's not all marshy. There's a lot of just plains and that sort of thing.
Oh,
but
there's no aquifer, is what you're
the
saying.
closer you get to
That's strange.
the rivers, the more water there
Magical.
is.
Evil.
Your friend knows a lot about water.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
came from an island. It's natural.
Yeah, most of the world is water,
Like-
right?
Yeah, that's
What
how it works.
is it? I don't know.
That's
Well,
what they say on the
continent's
island.
surrounded by
I run
water,
the
yeah.
Adventurers Guild. Are you good? I have other people I need to talk to.
Right, let's go. Let's get out of here. I'm not feeling well.
Alright.
I'm gonna put up a brand new flyer that I wrote up while we were talking that says "Join the Billy Brewsters."
Oh,
See?
Is
Already
we
established
sketched
in the
Billy's face
plan.
underneath
Yeah,
it?
there's just a drawing of Billy going.
I'll just put it over on the table.
don't draw me.
We just repurposed one of his old wanted signs.
Yeah.
It's so cool that you're a celebrity and everybody wants to meet you.
No,
We
it's
fucking
not.
think that's
Italian
really
and
neat.
We don't. No.
Billy's just
If-
snapping poster of
look,
himself down
I
around
need,
the
I
corner.
need, I need something that we all need to be savvy about. Okay, if somebody asks if you know me,
Yes.
We point
you
at
say-
you.
No, you say no.
Right, because you're
Why
You
is-
say
famous.
no.
Why is that?
Well, because he's famous, you see. And if you tell someone that somebody's famous, he gets surrounded by all his fans, and then he can't do
Yes.
anything.
Are you
Exactly.
are you like a famous outlaw?
No. I'm just famous. I'm a famous adventurer. It's
He's
fine.
very popular on the island we're from. It's an inside joke.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
great.
there's
Well,
all
I'll
these
ask around and
signs
see if
about
anyone's
wanting
heard of
to
you.
meet him.
No. It's fine.
It's fine.
I'm
It's
here.
fine.
I'm
Let's go
I'm
do the
here
job.
on low key. I'm studying for a new adventuring
Oh,
guild.
okay. Hey,
not here, somewhere else.
Billy, could you come here for a second?
Yeah.
And Timnal leans down to you and says, "So," and just whispers in your ear, "So if I needed you to do some covert stuff, that's something you have experience with?"
Absolutely. As long as you don't tell anybody that I'm here.
No, I think we can arrange that. Let's talk when you get back.
Also, one other thing. Any of my party members, they leave anything here with my name, any pictures, I need you to scribble that out.
Yeah, no, I gotcha. And like you see her kind of motion to somebody, just like under the table. You can see it because you're standing right there. And somebody else comes like right after Osa puts up that Billy Brewster thing and just takes it down.
Excellent. I think we can work together.
Oh,
we
somebody
understand.
took our flyer. I think they're going to come inquiring about joining.
That
later.
same person
Amazing.
walks right up to you and says, "Hey, let me get the rest of those from you. I'll pass them out."
It's take a flyer, leave a flyer. I need you to give me a flyer in return for this flyer.
Absolutely.
rules.
Here you go. And it's a flyer for the tavern next door.
Okay, cool. I'll trade.
I slip like a handful of the flyers off and then surreptitiously like stick them up as we go out with Mage Hand.
How do we have this many Billy Brewster's files already?
I took
We've
a
just
ton
been
of-
drawing them up while we've been talking.
Yeah, they're just very crude sketches. All right, well, you've all,
One of them
I'm
had
going to assume you're all
still
well
word.
rested. You've had a lot of time on the boat. You know where you're supposed to be going. It's maybe an hour outside of town on foot. You don't need, transportation or anything crazy. And so next time we will head off to the mine to go exploring for some ghost metal and encounter some ghosts. Until then, we'll see you next time on, and now we all have to do it at once. And it's going to be bad.
Outreach.
Oh no!
Billy Brewster.
Next time on Expedition
Brewster.
Aladragor. Oh, it's so bad. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.